Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. And of course, the vast majority of the conversation is going to be about Chelsea as they get battered at Brighton 3-0. They've lost twice at Brighton in the space of 1 week. But this one was much worse than the FA Cup defeat, much worse in regards to the scoreline, much worse in regards to the performance, much worse in regards to everything pretty much. So we will be discussing that. Can Enzo Maresca turn it around? And speaking of teams struggling and poor performances, Chelsea looked a lot like Manchester United out there today. So United faced Tottenham, which is a mid-off. And how you know it's a mid-off? Because these teams are in the middle of the table. One is 13th, one is 14th, but Manchester United must get the dub. But please keep all your comments or your questions, Chelsea or Manchester United related. But before we carry on, before I bring the gang on as well and hear from the Chelsea representatives, when you enter the city of sarcasm, or if you live in the city of sarcasm, pay the tax, people. Pay the toll. And you know what that is? Just hit the like button. That's what the toll is. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Share this out across all the socials. And That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, and That's Me Flawless across all the socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV and hit the notification bell as well. Make sure you do so. Big up to Warrior J in the chat, Steve, Ray, TJ as well, Goatzel in the cut also. Who else? African King, good to see you in the chat as well. Pointing out, the stats don't read good for Chelsea, and Paul T as well. So Surfer's not here yet. Surfer will be here shortly though. Jimmy can't make it on today, but you have one of the regular representatives and one of the special guests, someone you see on the channel often. We got the Bridge Nation in the building, Ahmed. We got CP in the building. Ahmed, CP, talk to me. What you man saying? What's good?
I'm doing good, man. Enjoying life, you know what I mean? That's what you gotta do, man. You know what I mean? Nice Valentine's Day today. You know what I mean? Great day.
Hope you enjoyed it, man. You know what I'm saying in that. Did
you
post up on your Instagram story Valentine's Day anthem, yeah?
Of course, man. Come on, man. You know that.
Oh, what song did you pick? I just picked mine then because I just seen it pop up and something just popped in my mind. What did you pick? Have you not got one? Did you not pick one? For me, it was I'll just say, well, what project is it? Uncle Murder, Love Don't Live Here, track 14. That's the one for me. Yes, I just call it track 14. If you like, search that for yourself. What are you saying, TP? You good?
Hey man, Canada versus US in hockey tomorrow, so let's go for that, man. And I got my girl to see for like a late Valentine's Day thing tomorrow, so.
All right, let's get to it. Warrior J's already said, obviously, Chelsea 3-0 losers at Brighton. Brighton 13 shots, 5 on target. Chelsea 8 shots, none on target in the first half. The only 2 shots on target in the entire game was Brighton's 2 goals. I believe also that Brighton's first 3 shots on targets were the 3 goals as well. Defensive errors after defensive errors after defensive errors. And trust me, as a Manchester United fan, I know all about my team not attacking very well and looking non-existent going forward and costing and defenders making individual errors that cost the team as well. Warrior J has put Enzo's Maresca's one of his comments there, much appreciated as well. Big up to African King, who says, big up, as I said, we lost this game on the 3rd of February. Premier League season's done. He's calling it a write-off already. And Brighton haven't won there, I believe, in 2 months, 3 months, something like that. Brighton haven't won at the Amex. I believe it was Manchester City. And Chelsea haven't won away from home now in their last 6 games. So they really, really are struggling. I'm just struggling. I'm looking here at Brighton's form. Yeah, I believe Manchester City on the 9th of November, 2024 is the last time Brighton won at home in the Premier League. I'm just double checking that. Yeah, because even the win against Norwich in the FA Cup was away from home as well, but they run out 3-0 victors. Let me just pull up this as well. Make sure you run up the likes though again. Hit the subscribe button. But Ahmed, we'll go to you. We will go to you. Thoughts on the performance and the defeat tonight?
You know, it was interesting because I felt like for the first 26 minutes, I thought we were pretty good. You know, we were creating chances a bit more. Felt like there was a lot more impetus from our side. We looked good, in my personal opinion. Things were going quite well for us. But then the Madueke injury, hamstring injury happened, which if you don't know about, maybe flawless, and that means he's apparently out until end of April. So probably right, because it's his hamstring injury in 6 weeks, so that's basically April, isn't it? So on average, it's 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So his season basically finito too.
Yeah,
His season's finito too. So after that, bro, the team just capitulated. I'll be honest, Flawless. The team after that, our center came on, capitulated. Like the first goal, it's like I think it epitomizes the issue of Chalobah, right? Because one of the things I've spoken about before about Chalobah is that when the ball's in the air, pause, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's like he gets scared. I don't know if it's like, he's not able to understand what's going on, right? Basically, he loses it with the ball in the air, and then Mitoma essentially does a blue lock on him. Yeah, for those who don't know, blue lock is a football anime. Just to let
we know Jez was talking about it.
Oh, is that the one Jez was talking about with the
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the blue lock anime. Yeah, he does like one of the players in the one of the players like is basically like Bergkamp.
Don't worry, he sent him the meme. He sent him the meme. Trust me.
Okay, all right. If you understand, so you understand. So basically, Chalobah got blue locked. Basically, touch and then shoot. That's basically what happened to him, bro. No cap. That's basically what happened to him. And then the second goal, Sancho doesn't come to help Cucurella. Right, and Cucurella himself kind of gets cooked by Minter. Let's be honest as well. Like if I'm trying to be a bit more fair to Cucurella there. But then you got a man like Lamar Samuels, aka Levi Colwill, and this is
Who did you call him?
that's his name. That's his name, by the way. I'm not even cooking him. That's actually his middle name. Lamar Samuels.
I thought you just made that up. I thought Lamar Samuels was someone else.
I didn't even listen. One of my commenters actually, that's regular commenter, I know quite well. It was like, no, that's his actual full name. So if you know, you know.
What a surprise! Not your own material again. What a surprise!
Oh, shut up, man! Shut up, mate. You know what? Shut up, mate. Yeah.
Plagiarism. Plagiarism Nation rise. That's what it is.
Plagiarism Nation. Let's go. And then, but like the thing about him, and I've said this before, I just don't understand why he's not. You know, like as a defender, you need to have like A, be able to scan, obviously, to know where the danger is, but B, you also need to have like an alert, like a radar. Like an alarm go off when something's happening. It doesn't feel like that happens with him, Flawless. I'll be honest. Yeah. It genuinely doesn't feel like it happens with like Cole. I don't know why that is. Genuinely speaking, like
I'll tell you what the simple is with Cole, right?
First,
he had some fat Tottenham reject playing him left back for last season, right? And I can say that because I'm fat, so it's all good. Right, yeah, some fat loser playing at left back all last season, but also. We haven't helped this kid develop in terms of there's no mentor with this kid, right? There's no mentorship. John Terry is on the pitch, one of the greatest defenders to ever play Premier League. Off the pitch, he's a total scumbag human being, as we know. But on the pitch, he had Desai for 2 or 3 years as a mentorship. Yeah, 2 or 3 years. Why is Saliba so good? He went out on loan for a couple of years, and then he's got Gabriel Magalhaes beside him. At least experienced defender. Why do you think Liverpool hardly have any real defensive issues normally? Because they got Van Dijk there next to whoever's there, whether it's Kwanzaa or Gomez or something like that. And it'll be boring, but we haven't given this guy, like, you would wish, as much as Thiago Silva fell off last season, if he was like 5 years younger, Thiago Silva would be the perfect mentor for Colwell right now. In terms of mentoring him, guiding him through, coming in and out of games, stuff like that. But he's also weak on the ball. He's weak. He's like a Pringle, like a walking empty Pringle tube. That's what he is on the ball. Yeah? You know what I mean?
That's one thing, his best attribute.
He's so weak, he's almost see-through. That's how weak he is, yeah? You know what I mean?
Blimey.
Almost see-through, the way he is. And I just, but... And everyone's like, well, like, I'm thinking about that. I was going, why did Maresca switch from Toss into Chalobah? And then I had to check myself and going, does it even matter who he switched it to? It's not as if you go rising up in levels. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Chalobah or Tossing?
Straight up.
You. It's basically this. You. Let's face it. Colwell and Fofana yeah, there was teething issues, but that they were beginning to build something there. I truly believe that. And unfortunately we've had injury, but I keep going back to it. I mean, when God went to Crystal Palace and bought Chalobah back and not bought their defender who doesn't want to sign a contract, who's 24 years old, experienced captain, played at the Euros, and is good at leadership. But maybe we've got him in the summer. Maybe in the summer we've lined him up. You know what I mean?
I think Zuma Mendy, yeah.
But on tonight's performance, that pathetic third goal, pathetic. I don't like what whoever touched, grabbed him by the wrist and he went like that. He looked like He looked like he's pulling an Eddie Guerrero out of his. Just falling down. He's lying, cheating, stealing, which he was tonight because he cheated the away fans, stole his wages. You know what I mean? And just lying on the floor after not getting fouled. That's what happened to him.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Viva la Brighton. That's what happened tonight, man.
Viva la
Brighton.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just tiring, man. Yeah.
You know what was worse? You know what was worse? And I just realised it was on the text. Brighton didn't even have to try that hard today.
Brighton, they didn't even play the way they play usually, guys. They didn't play hard the back. They counted us, bro.
Brighton team. They haven't done it for most of the season, but this is a Brighton team before last week's FA Cup game. I'd lost 7-0 to Nottingham Forest the week before, and tonight had won their first league game at home for 3 months.
Yes, it's the 9th of November.
Yeah.
This is their manager was literally under pressure, bro.
João Felix ain't laughing at no one. He's laughing at not.
João Felix should not be laughing. Listen, I get João Felix being here might have helped us, but reality is, guys. Yeah, no, I get that.
Turn your mic down just a little bit.
That'll be another revisionist.
But the reality is of João Felix is that he's doing pretty poor right now after his first good game at AC Milan.
Brighton had power, but I didn't think they had that. You had to use the pace that much, though.
Brighton didn't even need to play. They didn't need to play a while.
Remember, their first 3 shots were goals. Yeah, the first 3 shots were goals.
First three shots, yeah.
Not off target, or sorry, the first 3 shots on target were goals. Sorry, but
You know what's funny, Flawless? Yeah? We didn't even have a shot on target, and we had over 70% possession, right? We just had possession for possession's sake.
Yeah, you lot dominated possession. I'm looking at
possession for possession's sake.
70%, 717 passes.
Now Noni's out. Noni's out with a hamstring.
Noni's basically out for the season, by the way. Like that's basically.
I don't know if that's much of a difference, but it's just numbers.
But now you're legit just down to Neto. He's got the ambulance alarm on him because we know he could get injured at any point in time. Cole Palmer, Nkunku, and Sancho, and then Tariq Jordan obviously is the backup to them.
Come on, that B sample. That B sample might have to disappear somewhere.
he could still get banned after the B sample by the FA, so he still could be gone. So it's literally it's not even helping us out here at the end of the day. And the thing for me is just the performance level is just not there, right? The thing I said before the game was listen, I don't even want a performance, bro. Just get us the win, man. That's what we just need right now. Points on the board. We're going through injury issue. Just if we need to get stuck in, get a murky 1-0 and just make it happen, make that happen. But we're not even doing that, bro. It feels like there's no effort.
Well, I know where it went. I know I can pinpoint where it went. The second it went wrong
was Madueke when he went.
Nope. Kickoff.
Oh.
First half, and then the performance went down from there.
Kickoff, that's crazy.
Down. Yeah, it's kickoff. It just went. We had that great warm up.
They're not wrong.
We were running through their paces and stuff like that, and then kickoff just seemed to affect the guys. You know what I mean? It seemed to. They couldn't recover.
Whereas you got
They never recovered from that, man. They never recovered from that, man.
Honestly, that first whistle really affected them. Referee like that. It was done. It was over.
What is
Ray,
everyone's
if I
thoughts?
don't have jokes, what would I be doing right now? It's sad enough. We're all here on Valentine's night, spending it with each other. Do you know what I mean? That's how sad we are. You know what I
Big for
mean?
yourself,
Hey,
man.
Hey,
Big for yourself.
scratch all that. Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta make Valentine's Day or not. Hey, work happy run, man. I gotta make money. You know what
Oh
I'm
no,
saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking about myself, CP, and Ahmed.
Yeah.
No, speak for yourself, mate. I already had my Valentine's Day, man. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
evening
Man.
session. Come on,
Mine's
man.
tomorrow. Mine's
And
tomorrow.
actually, CP's like 8 hours behind, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah. But like, listen, I think, it's, I look at also Mr. Maresca today, and it's like the players played shit, right? But the tactics as well did not help us out either. So it's
I know
like
what-
it's
I
like
know
it's
what
like
you can do.
it's like
Let's
it's like a double X flawless. Does that make sense, flawless? Like it's like a double X, bro. Like when you're on what's it? Britain's Got Talent. Like how they got the full
Gotcha.
They got that.
I thought it was the Apprentice version of Triple X. That was what I thought right there. So,
And yes, Victor does have to link. Hey,
Fuck.
Ahmed, turn your volume down just a little bit more. You're just still super loud. That's all. I know you're loud
Yeah.
anyway, but
he's
super
very
loud.
excited.
Yeah.
He's very.
That's the first time Ahmed's gotten that with his new mic, to be honest.
Yeah, man, with
Yeah.
that fresh mic and that. But yeah, I didn't even start that. I hope everyone did enjoy their Valentine's Day. Let me just start that. I know it's still half an hour.
The bingo was
Hope
mine.
you enjoyed it. Nah, fuck the bingo. Man, the
Although
man.
the big-
I won
yeah,
the last
the
one
bingo's
over the
two-
I had
days in a row,
stinkers
yeah.
after stinkers
I had one
after
bingo.
stinkers.
That's what it is.
But yeah, go on, sir. We'll carry on. Stay what you were saying about
Yeah,
the performance.
I don't see much. The only tactic that really I just don't understand the crossing into the box. That I just still don't understand.
Yeah, that really
I
grinded
just
your
don't
gears.
I just don't. I just that says to me that the team has no ideas whatsoever when they're just lobbing it into the box.
Exactly.
And also, we might as well not had any corners, man, because I think every time they hit the
Corners,
first
set pieces.
man,
What's the point, bro? What's the point?
pieces, it was like just hit it low. Just hit it low into the box. Might bobble in for an own goal like the FA Cup one or something like that. And I just went on a side note. Jorgensen, I know, nearly cost us a goal when he kicked it out. That's why I never really.
That was terrible.
I never really overgassed him in goal because to me it's him versus Sanchez is sort of just a Spider-Man meme at this point. Just today they're just instead of webs they're just holding chocolate boxes and flowers at the same time. So it's Valentine's Day. So that's just the difference. You know what I mean? It's just one of those. But Flores, it's just I mean. CP will know this. I just think that this. If I'm Todd Bowley right now, I'm literally. This is my evidence to take to the rest of the consortium and just say, we've tried it now your way. We've tried it now your way. This is not working of how it should be. Do you know what I mean? And CP will know this. What he's done as part. It's not just him always, but as part of a consortium himself with the Dodgers and something like that. It just. I believe he would do part of this project, but he would do it better. In terms of he would probably only have one sporting director instead of two. Someone still explain to me why we need two, and that makes it worse. That they're doing half the work each, and it's still twice as shit as someone was just one person in charge. That's what it is. Why we need two? I believe he would hire someone who would target the youngsters, but not at the expense of the first team. And he would get the press. I said on the stream, there was a rumor that we wanted Ronaldo a couple of years ago. I'm fine with that now. At the time, I was like, no, it's too old, but I'm fine with that. But that's ambition right there. You know what I mean? That's like, go for it. If you want to do it for a season and bet out the rest of the team, no problem. Just do it. I don't care how money is spent. Sorry, I don't care how much money is spent. I care how it's spent. I could spend if we spent $3 billion, I wouldn't care if it got the best. Or got like players where you go, I can understand why you bought him. He's even if he's not world class at the moment, he's very good at the moment. We could turn him into world class. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we used to do. We didn't always buy we never bought really world class players. We turned them into world class players. All of our best players were world class when we bought them. we turned them into world-class players. We didn't buy. I can't remember a world-class. Someone have to remind me. I can't remember a world-class player we bought. Maybe Makalele. Maybe.
Yeah, Makalele, yes.
Makalele's the one.
Makalele,
You
yes.
bought him when he was in his prime, yeah.
Makalele,
And-
you could argue.
I would say
Ballack.
Ballack too.
Yeah, they're
Ballack
the
too.
two.
But
Ballack-
I'll give you
Ballack was.
I'll give you
Ballack
Ballack.
was world
No,
class.
no.
Ballack
No. Just because he was a free transfer doesn't mean he wasn't world class. He was just.
Ballack
I'm not saying there wasn't world class. My point was that he's more so is like
Ballack
he's going
was
towards his lattice.
I was so
but
pissed
he's
at
my
you
favorite
outside.
player, by the way. He's my favorite midfielder. But like I was.
Yeah.
By the way,
so-
side note, that's when I knew we were a big club when we signed Michael Ballack on the free transfer.
Yep,
That's when
I
I knew we were
agree.
a big club.
My,
Not when we signed Shevchenko because he was rubbish, but when we signed Ballack, I was like, yeah.
You know-
But what I'm saying is, it could be spent on players that, like for instance, these guys are supposed to be all the best talent in the world. Well, how come Bournemouth got those defenders and we didn't? How come Nottingham Forest got those defenders and we didn't? How come we had, Stells was a Strasbourg keeper, Flawless, for Forest.
Yes, he
He was
was.
a Strasbourg keeper.
Really?
He was a
Yes.
So you lot
Strasbourg
could have had,
keeper.
you lot could have had like first
You had him.
first
You had him,
option
yeah.
on him.
We sold him. We sold him when we bought him. When we bought
him.
Strasbourg, we
Because
sold him
our
right away.
goalkeeping, a head honcho. Ooh, he
A
comes.
dickhead.
How come we're supposed to got the best people from Brighton, but they didn't find Baleba. Do you know what I mean? How come we didn't find Baleba? What's going on here? We didn't find Matoma. They found Matoma. We didn't find Matoma. Do you know what I mean? It's just honestly, and I'm not saying Maresca hasn't made mistakes this season. He has. When you and these two people know this, I said at the start of the season 6 because my biggest question mark was Maresca because I didn't know how he was going to do because he's a champion. He was from the championship first season. But when you don't set up possible biggest weakest link in your coach with actual players who can support and he can rely on, like including the goalkeeper and the striker, then you're going to get what we're going through right now, which actually means to me that the first half of the season he's done a remarkable job. The fact that, and people go, oh yeah, you're only crap because you're only there because other teams are crap. So then can I write off the last 2 seasons when we were shit where others finished above us then? Can I do that? So Flawless, you've been shit for like what, 3 years? No, 2 years in the league, right?
No. We give us our credit for being shit.
Okay,
12
should we
years.
say 10 years? Should we say 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
So
Say
can you
decade,
write, apart from the one you finished third last on 10 hours, stuff like that, can we write off the 9 years? You can write off the 9 years, Flawless, as just a blip. Right, because you weren't able to compete, right? Yeah. I guess Liverpool fans can write off the no, you know what I mean? It's like I really hate that. The greatest thing I had today was Chelsea are 4th, but they're not really 4th. What do you mean? Oh yeah, the league apparently the league table is not a reflection of how good you are. What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course it is. If I finish 4th, it means I was better than the 5th place team. I can't go. We finished 6th last season. I can't go. We're better than Man City, can I? I can't do that, can I? We won the title. Right. It's just that you want to blame Maresca for things. I understand it, but if I'm looking at the bench today for him, I don't. Apart from I don't know what I seriously don't know what he can do. I think now because of the Noni's gone out injured, I think he has to change formation. I don't know about you guys.
Would you want to see a back 3?
Yeah, I think he has to go 3 at the back and possibly.
It has to change, bro. It has to change because
it has to change something because it's not working.
Because listen, one more winger goes, and we already got another winger that's injury prone in Neto. Yo, we are. It's not looking good. I'll be real. In terms of formation wise, it's not looking good.
So would you switch formation, Rahman?
Probably like 3-4-3. It has to be like that. You gotta have to play with 2 10s, and then maybe whoever's gonna be the 9. It's just gonna.
I think you could move Sancho in a bit further in because I think he's wasted so far wide.
Yeah,
I think he's wasted. People get on Sancho, but it's like he's asked to. I keep saying this. These players are robots. Okay, they're not free thinkers for themselves. This generation. Okay, they're not. They're just not.
Okay, I fully hear what you're saying. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? The Chelsea teams I know. By the way, my standards for Chelsea are 04 to 12, not 12 to now, because that was the more consistent team. But when we say had, guys, what's his name? Avram Grant. When we had Avram Grant in charge after Mourinho was finished, and when we had Di Matteo in charge, yeah, they were there, the coaching name. But let's face it, our teams got through that because of the players that we had, because they were big, bold leaders and winners. Okay, they knew what to do and they just did it. We don't have that, and you know what? The last 5 years before you went, or even a few years before that, we had Eden Hazard, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, if we didn't have Eden Hazard the last couple of years, we wouldn't be finishing in the top 4.
Yeah, he was the difference maker.
There was a joke on my stream quickly.
That's why I laugh about Chelsea fans to say standards. I always ask what do you mean? What time period do you mean? Because mine's 04 to 12. Because since then, you're going to quote me, oh, we won a couple of titles in the Champions League. Yeah, but we from 17 to 22 before this lot took over. Apart from that 21 Champions League, which really, really fooled a lot of people, including myself, in terms of the squad, we are average, bro. We are in terms of we were Arsenal, finishing top 3, top 4. We were Arsenal. We were prime Wenger Emirates Stadium Arsenal. That's what we were. We won a cup here and there. That's what we did. And recruitment has been shit since the 2015 window overall. It's been shit. Bro, we had Baba Rahman on a 9 years from 2015 to 24 because Marina kept extending him for like a year each time. Yeah. We had Batshuayi who kept extending for like a year. Danny Drinkwater kept extending. You know what I mean? It's not just this ownership, it's the previous ownership, because Roman, just because he wasn't allowed in the UK and he gave up the stadiums, he just left Marina and that in charge. You know what I mean? But was it better times under there? Yeah, sure. But we haven't been that serious since Conte, man. I mean, if we backed Conte a little bit in that summer, and instead of buying him, bought him a couple of players instead of Zappacosta and whatever, you know what I mean? We might be doing something, but you know, I just think I had recruitment for about 8 years.
I just think for me, you know, and I think Servers had me say this before, what the club is doing right now doesn't make sense, because you've not, you know, I use this analogy, you know, it's like having 10 kids, right? You have 10 kids with your missus, right? But like you're living in like,
so getting active, man. Damn. Who's getting active? Whoa, you got hey Ahmed, man, relax, man. Get a hobby, man.
No. Let me give you an example. Yeah, like you have 10 kids, but you live like in a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Right. It doesn't make sense, because for me, the problem is you need to have like an adequate house to allow your kids to be to nurture kids, let them have their space, etc., right? And like the problem is with the model they're doing right now, that is not there. They don't have the other clubs. They don't have a guy that can sort out proper loans for these guys they're buying, right? And everything like that. So the model's not even working. You then just look at the first team and then the players that are brought in here. Respectfully, all of our centre backs should not be here. Cole, maybe if you again, I'll give Cole like the think of like maybe he needs development, etc., etc. But like realistically, they should not all be here, right? Rude. The goalkeeper should not really be. Both of them should not be there. And you remember, I was saying day one, I don't want Jorgensen. So like again, Kukurea, Gusto, Reece James. I don't. Reece James, personal level, I love Reece James, but like realistically, if he's not going to be fit enough, although this season he's kind of showing it now towards the second.
I told you, start playing as centre back.
Yep.
I told you, he's built for centre back.
Yep. Maybe that's time for. Maybe that's time for
centre back.
In a back three.
Reece James.
Oh, I've been saying Reece James.
Bro, you know what's funny? The other guy that left our club, Renato Vega, left centre back.
Perfect for back three.
Performing well.
Cobble centre, where he's good at. He could be the passing guy out like a David Luiz style under Conte. And you know what? This is it, right? Imagine you guys know me about goalkeepers, how important I think the position is a goalkeeper. You guys know this. I mean, bleeding on.
I know you know, because me and you were talking about it.
Yeah, I told you. You want a project? That's fine. You cannot have project in the two positions that are most important in the team, and that's striker and that's goalkeeper. You just can't do it. But imagine this, right? The directors, right? This was their summer, right? This is so. Remember, there's two transfer windows. There was a PSR transfer window and there was a real transfer window. So imagine this, right, Flawless? You probably heard. I'm going to repeat myself because I just have to, because I want people to understand how rubbish these guys are at the job. So imagine this, right? Go to Villa, right? PSR issues, right? You're about to sell him. We had a little bit as well. You're about to sell him Matson, right? 35 mil. So what do? I know. I won't sign their young Colombian striker because of behavioural issues. Why? Because he wants to be the best. Is that his behavioural issues that he didn't like? Because he wants to be the best. I won't. This was Duran before he signed his 6-year new deal as well. I won't buy him for 40 million. I'll buy Lloyd Kellyman, who sounds like a local weatherman. By the way, do you know what I mean? In the States, that's what he sounds like. Yeah, weather with Lloyd Kellyman right now. One of those afternoon quiz shows on Channel 4 or ITV or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Or one of those through the night, those phone games that cost you like £2.50 per second or something like that. You ring up and you're not going to get the question right no matter what. Oh, so I won't do that. I'll buy Lloyd Kellyman. Who? For 19 million? What? Is that for $1 million for how old he is? Or something like that? Because that's what it was. Oh, I'll go to Leicester, who've got PSR issues. I won't sign the goalkeeper who played for my manager, who knows how to style of play, for 40 million. I'll sign Keenan Dewsbury Hall for 35 million. Yeah?
Damn.
I'll sign for or I'll go to Spain. I'll go to a team that begins with the letter V, and I'll buy their starting goalkeeper. You bought so you went to Valencia to buy Maresca, did you? Oh no. I went to Jorgens. I went to Villarreal to buy Jorgensen. I'm sorry, what? You went to who? Oh, he's 25 million. So wait a minute, exactly. You weren't willing to spend, because remember, Liverpool bought Maresca for 35 million pounds and loaned him out. 35 million. So they've actually got their succession plan for Alisson whenever he decides to leave. They've got the guy ready to step up. Do you know what I mean? This is what we're talking about. This is what we're battling out there. And then these guys have the gall of Stephen A. Smith, unmitigated gall, to actually say, right, that they did a good job patting themselves on the back, putting this squad together when we're on that winning run. Are you having a giraffe, mate? Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Exactly. All right, please don't do that. Yeah, because that's what you literally do. Why don't you just? I'd rather you actually literally just said, I'd actually rather be kicked in the balls than listen to what you guys say about recruiting, because you have no idea what the hell are you doing. Oh, it's okay, because we signed some Argentinian kid at 17 years old who can't come here for another year. It's okay because Esteval's coming next year. I don't care. I don't care if he's coming here. Coming to what? To do what?
Can you bring up the last comment?
Imagine the pressure this kid.
I started.
The last comment, not me.
Yeah, I've started. This one for Andy.
Yeah. Andy, that's not true. That's not true because Strasbourg get who they want. They get all the players. They have everyone, bro. They get them and them. They get this. Oh, you need a centre back? Here's a centre back. You want a midfielder? Here's a CB centre back. You want to go?
They get deals done for good pricing.
They've got the succession plan when Santos leaves. He was on our bench today. They've got
the centre back succession as well. They got Antonino for him.
Antonino for the guy we were buying from them.
The point, but you know, my issue with what's going on is that because you hear this every time we lose, but like now obviously we're losing really bad. Everything's really going down the gutter right now, right? You know what I mean? It's looking like KO, game over. You know, in a fighting game, right? It's always like it's always a bit. You know, it's looking. Sorry, thank you, CP. But like the point I'm trying to make is that you know we keep on looking at the top, like the ownership group. Like we keep on doing this thing of like let's take out the owners, like let's get them out. You know, we're doing the same old thing, which is like we know that can't happen from the information we have been given that is factual. So what can we do? We can at least try to get the sporting directors out. And the thing is, I don't see that. All I hear about is the top of the top. But when we can't stop those guys, we can't do something.
Yeah, that's a waste of time. Yeah.
It's like for me, this is why I've always said like Safa knows this. Yeah, realistically, guys, this thing of like let's remove the tickets, let's do this, let's do that. Flawless knows because obviously his experience at United that's gonna be a mission impossible, bro. It's mission impossible because you know. Let's say I'm a local fan and I do that, right? Because I'm an actual local fan, for example, right? Mm-hmm. There's still international fans, for example. There's still other people that are going to be out there that are going to be the next one up from you. It's going to be like a very hard thing for you to really do and like combine with, right? But what can I do that can make something happen, right? You can get like obviously some of the sporting people groups right together, whether it be
Mhm.
the supporters trust, whether it be obviously the shedding or stuff like that, and get banners to actually like equivocate your viewpoints, right? What, for example, like that's something that we can do. Use your online sources correctly, use your thing correctly, right? Platforms correctly, and that is the best effort that you can make. But I just don't. But I feel like for me, I'm always like, yeah, we need to think about stuff from a practical sense and a realism sense. Realistically, we can't do the stuff that some people are asking for because we are a big club, which is both a benefit and a curse. Right? It's a benefit because it means you have standards, you get trophies, stuff like that. It means that you're at a certain level. But like the curse of everything is that it means that what's it called? The curse, sorry, is that of course when you're trying to unite stuff together, it's very hard to unite a large group. It's very
No,
hard
that's
to
fair.
unite.
That's fair enough.
It's very hard, but you can do stuff on specific levels. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm pretty sure CP agrees with what I'm saying.
I want to hear that. Before we go to CP, continue to run up the likes. Just under 60 of you lot in the building. Let's get up to 60 likes when you're in the city of sarcasm. Pay the tax, pay the toll, which is that like button. Make sure you do though. Subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you subscribe to Ahmed's channel as well, The Bridge Nation. Link is underneath in the description, people. So look underneath there. It's not just on the live streams he's on, every live stream, and you can find everyone else you see on the channel. Their channels are underneath in the description as well. This is Gusto. Obviously, Ahmed's put this in the chat. As a team, we were very disappointed tonight. They had more desire to win than us, and we need to do better in the next game because it will be important for us to stay in the top 4. That is the target. Thoughts on this, Ahmed, since you were in
The
him
thing
saying
is,
that
though,
the team
yeah,
had more
so-
desire, that Brighton had more desire.
So that's crazy that he's saying that the fact that
Yep,
they don't
I
have the
know.
desire, right? But what's even worse is that if the
There's a
player
tough
is telling
spot.
us, yeah, that top 4 is what we are expecting to get, and that's what we should be getting, and then you got the manager saying, "Oh, top 4's happening in 2 years' time." You know what I mean? Like,
Like not this season, but next
what's
season.
going on? Where is the mentality then? Right? That's what it comes back to. Like, who is doing this and who's doing that?
No, first.
This is
What you
what
saying
I'm
about
saying, man.
CP? About in particular the comment of Gusto saying they had more desire than you lot to win.
Yeah, that was very evident from how lackadaisical. Like you were watching it with me and Surfer. They had no fight, no energy. They were so lackadaisical, all of them, especially in the second half. In the first half, first 20 minutes, I agree with Ahmed. We were creating stuff, we were pushing, and obviously didn't do what we needed to do. But after that, very lackadaisical. And I think they have it like for Strasbourg, like flaws. It's so stupid in terms of like they're buying players at a cheap price who are actually good players. Like that Barco guy that like Brighton brought in the summer. That was like a highly rated like Argentine left back, like an attacking left back. Yeah, Brighton sold him to us for 10 million to like not us, Strasbourg. So they already have a succession plan for all the players that are going to leave next summer for them. Some to Chelsea and some to other clubs. And here's my theory of why these fans are going after the owner. First is because of the whole Roman thing. Second is because they're cowards. Because they all know after 3 years, yes, you know why they're cowards? Because they know that after 3 years that they can't. This ownership cannot leave for the next 7 years. They know this. It's been 3 years. It's been reported multiple times that this ownership, because of Roman Abramovich, made them sign a 10-year deal. So these guys are cowards to protest against the directors and other people in the club and going for something that they know is untouchable and unmovable. Because they don't want to put in the fight, they don't want to put in the show, they don't want to put in the public face, not Twitter fingers, but I want trigger fingers. I don't want Twitter fingers, I want trigger fingers. Fine. That was a Drake line from like back to back. So I want that. I want action. I want these people to. You're saying we international fans don't show up? Then show us. Show up. Go with banners. Not saying ownership out because they can't leave for 7 years. All they can do is buy one another out. So Boli can maybe buy out the rest of Iqbali stock, or Iqbali can do the same, right? Other than that, this is the ownership. So how about you put some action and put some banners or whatnot you need to do if you want to show up to be there. So that's the thing. That's the thing with regards to that. It's like, what are you doing right now?
That's fair. Right. Hey, Victor's in the building. Victor, what are you saying first and foremost?
I'm alright, man. I'm good. How's everyone doing?
Man. All blessed, man. All blessed. Your thoughts on the Brighton game? Talk to us.
I think we're going to go straight to that. I didn't watch the first half. I watched the second half, though.
From what you seen? Yeah, from what you seen in the result.
The players looked very what's the word I'm looking for?
Lackadaisical. Yeah.
Lackadaisical. The players didn't look like they didn't want to do anything anymore. To be fair, Oli Nkunku looked like he was trying to create something. He kind of dropped in a few times, trying to lay the ball off. But unfortunately, he's not very good, so it don't help. Yeah. Everyone's saying, I don't know what happened with Nani in the first half. I don't know if it looked better with him or without him. But I don't know in the second half, the two wingers we had on the pitch at the moment, at that time, were creating next to nothing. I don't remember the last time. I don't remember Sancho touching the ball that much. Palmer looked very out of ideas. He was doing ISO a few times. He tried to jump past a few players and cross the ball. I found it quite weird. He also did a few fouls. You could tell how frustrated he was. I saw the last 20 minutes of Gusto playing inverted kind of. I don't know what he was trying to do with Gusto. But Gusto's like a touchdown right back. Like he absorbs the whiff anyway. We can tell that's how he plays. So I don't understand what's going on. I felt like the manager needs to change something, not just players, but also kind of formation and structure. The defenders looked like they didn't want to defend. Colwell got pushed. Didn't even get pushed in the back. There was a little tackle. He stayed on the floor for a good 2 minutes, and they scored. And then it was basically
it's not foul. That ain't a foul. Never.
And then it was practically jogging back. So I don't know what's going on with him, but everyone, I still don't think he's shit. Everyone might think he's shit. I don't think he's shit, but I do think he's very overhyped. He shouldn't really be starting in our team. There should be players ahead of him, in my opinion. The kid's only 20, 21, so I'm going to cut him some slack. It's the ones who are older than him and are playing shit I think needs to get more of the slack. But I think he's just learning as he goes. Shouldn't be playing as a 21-year-old centre back. He shouldn't be playing as good as he is. But some people are going to say Saliba, but Saliba is a freak of nature. There's one in 100 Salibas. So I don't think it's something you should judge him on. But yeah, man. The players, some looks like we're not that good. Not as good as people thought we're going to be. I still think we might make top 4, maybe top 5 to get in Champions League. But yeah, man, we're just not that good.
Sorry, Victor, what makes you think you're going to be top 4 or top 5? The reason I'm saying this is Jackson is injured till April. Madueke is down till April.
I'm not saying because we're better. I just generally think.
No, I know. I just want your logic here. That's what I'm asking.
I generally think that teams are worse than us. Genuinely,
I hear that thought process.
But I think Newcastle are firing now.
Newcastle are firing now, but ask Steve. That's not going to last. It's not consistent.
Is Gordon injured, by the way? Steve, let me know. Is Gordon?
Gordon's injured.
Yeah, but still, they have a goal. No, here's the thing. But they are better than us because they have a goal scorer who can score more than 20 goals in the league. We have no. Our striker is gone, and Nkunku is not good at striker, and our backup in Guiu is gone. That's why I'm saying this. Forest don't sound like they're going away. Even if they drop off a bit, I think they could still be in top 5. And Villa are Villa right now.
Didn't Palmer get 20 goals last season?
22, yes.
So we also have a player who can score 20 plus goals.
Yes, but they have more people who can score more goals than us. Because Anthony Gordon, even if he's injured for a bit, is going to score. And Isak has more goals than Palmer right now.
I agree with you, Isak. I think Isak is I don't know how to explain it.
I think the overall thing you're trying to say, as Victor's trying to say, is that he still believes in this way because after, say, Liverpool and possibly Arsenal, the rest are much of the Forest maybe. Yeah, the rest are much of a muchness in terms of quality, and they'll drop points. They'll drop points. They'll beat each other. Although they'll say for instance, one will beat one team one week and then they'll lose to flipping Wolves the next week. Do you know what I mean? It's like that from third.
Very
or
similar to the
fourth
last
till
season,
about
basically.
10th.
No, I get that, but where are we getting our
Yeah,
goals
exactly.
from right now? That's my thing. Is Madueke,
That's
what
besides
I'm
Palmer,
just-
Madueke, our other goal scoring winger, is now injured. So Neto, who's on
The
2 goals,
goals-
and we have Sancho on 2 goals. And Kunku's not a
Right.
goal scorer at
The
the
goals
9.
could-
He
the
was
goals
injured.
could-
That's my thing.
Goals could flow again, and the goals could not flow again. It's one of those at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just needs. It doesn't even need to be big goals. It just needs one goal at the moment. And
One
just
goal,
1-0.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all it needs.
Just because I don't trust the defense,
And
that's
then
the
you
thing.
start building on that. Essentially, you know what I mean. You need one to like literally bounce off someone's like head. You know what I mean? Just unintentionally to go in at the moment.
You mean like the West Ham goal, basically, how we won?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I think
like a scrappy 2-1 win. Like I think everyone here would take to the end of the season.
the thing is, like,
No,
that's
of course.
probably what I agree with what Victor's saying in the sense that of like we need scrappy wins right now. My only problem is right now is that it clearly feels like right now we're entering like a decline period, right? In terms of it's been like that since December. I just think I think Surfer made a good point. If he does change the system to like maybe like a back three, and we start doing some wing back play, stuff like that, does that make us a bit more solid? Probably does make us a lot more solid. I think it helps out a lot of these guys defensively too. Allows Reece James maybe to be a bit more of a centre back for you in the defensive term. Even Gusto
I
might
just
look a
think
lot
it
better.
allows you. I
Mm.
just think though that
Yeah.
also allows you maybe to get Palmer and Sancho whoever further up the pitch and closer. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like this, they're too wide. They're too wide and far apart. Sancho is not a wide winger. He wants to come. He wants to. If he does stuff wide, he wants to drift in, work the ball with whoever, 1-2s here and there, dribble here and that. But he's not being. And you can.
The issue is who's a goal scorer going to be because Palmer's
You're
out
not
of
asking,
form.
well, that's what you'd have to look. Someone's put it in the chat. Of Newcastle's goals.
Yeah,
what,
Strasbourg.
Joe Linton's only
Because
got
the thing is,
4.
That's what
even
I'm
like
saying.
because Enzo,
Jordan's only got 6.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
but
So
like
it's not
Enzo's goal scoring has dried up right now.
right, but
And
we shouldn't.
He
be
scored,
relying
well,
on him
one
for
was a
goals
push
anyway.
today. That could have been a goal.
Yeah. We shouldn't rely on him for goals anyway. Do you know what I mean? He's not
like,
there. To me,
but
he's
like
not
we don't
there
have a
to-
main guy to rely on goals. Like Palmer,
No, but I'm
technically
not
was
saying it's the formation changes a bit. When you got the pre defenders, it does allow then a Costello or an Enzo to both push up. Do you know what I mean? Or one of them at least. Like I remember when we had Matic, when Matic was a Kante and that allowed Matic to move up and create, allowed Kante to go and retrieve the ball and something like that. But you also then had, I know these are different class of players before anyone says anything, I know that. But the thing is that it allowed one of the pre wingers, a Hazard, a Willian, a Pedro to get closer to the Diogo Costa and stuff like that. But it's just one of those things. You should try them because it's not working. It's just not working. You can't ask Sancho to be a wide. Everyone's getting on Sancho, but he's been like I said previously. These players are robots. They're not free thinkers. They're asked to, I bet you when he was in Germany, I bet the coach literally went to him. You can literally drift wherever you want. That was his instructions. You go up wide, or you can come back in. Players at 10, whatever. Because remember when he went to Man United. When you went to Man United, he followed the instructions he was asked to do. Because the players of this generation they don't think for themselves. That's what it is.
I also think, yeah, Foden's a system player. I also think the way he's playing Palmer at the moment is making it a bit too easy to defend against, if that makes sense. He's like leaving him only in that space, that middle space where if a defender pushes up, they know they're only marking him, if that makes sense. And then they can fall, because when he gets the ball in the middle, he goes straight to where the wide players. Either there's Neto, or maybe Jackson in behind, or maybe Madueke. I think Palmer needs more support in that middle area where he's got someone to play off. I think Enzo sometimes drops. Like today, he dropped a bit. I didn't watch the first half. I'm only seeing what I saw in the second half. After like the second goal, he kind of dropped off and he didn't really push up as much and left Palmer in there to kind of do it all himself. And then he brought in Dewsbury Hall to help him out, but Dewsbury Hall, he was trying to do that, like helping Palmer out in the middle third, but he's also not that good, unfortunately. And shouldn't really be starting. I don't think he brought him in to start anyway. I think he brought him in as a player who understands the system and kind of help the players who understand the system help him out. But he wasn't really meant to be the person to start. But I think my main issue is like how we got here in the first place with players who, especially our defense, who can't really perform what the manager wants. And then we also had, and after January when we had a mini injury crisis, we actually turned to a big injury crisis now, and we let players go and didn't replace them. I think it's the bigger issue we have at the moment because Madueke is going to be out for a while.
He's
Right.
over, Victor.
His season, well, I don't know about that, but he's going to be out.
Because
He's going
hamstring
to be out for a hot
injuries.
minute.
Hamstring injuries, basically, bro. Was it 6 to 8 weeks, right? Usually, because that's the injury he's got. So that's basically May, bro. At this point, because we're in mid-Feb right now.
Yeah.
So his season's over.
Jackson's season's also basically done. He's coming back in April, May. Season would have been done by then.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows when Lavia's coming back. Like only God knows.
Live coming back April too. That's the
April
one
as well.
I
heard Fofana's coming back early.
Lord knows. Well, Fofana's
Only
going to
one
come back
that's-
and then he's going to get an annual. He's going to get another monthly injury again. Like, he's going to feel like
So legit. I like again. We've got guys that already got the ambulance sign on them. You know what I mean? In FIFA, you know when they've got like.
But this is my point. Yeah, this is my point.
Yeah.
This is the span of the team: an attacker, a midfielder, and a centre back that can consistently play. Like 15 games a season.
Exactly.
What was the recruitment team? What were they thinking? What was the process behind all of these signings for them to make?
Very easy. The process was we don't have to make top 4. It's fine. We'll
I've
finish
got to go
6
for
or
us, yeah.
something. And
Shout out, yo, let them know where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Obviously, you can find me obviously on the bridge. Was it Coordination? I might do a stream tomorrow in the evening just to discuss this a little bit more in general. Around about what's the time? Around about 10 p.m. maybe 11 p.m. Tune in. Love.
That's what I'm every job.
That's how much.
You lot make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation, subscribe to Amish channel. Go on, Victor, carry on.
Yeah, so this directors, like I heard Surfer and who said this before? Surfer and Ahmed saying, oh no, Jess on the show before. I've not heard any club that has multiple sporting directors. Like, why do you need 2? Before there were 3, by the way. So why do you 1 left and now was a technical? Was sporting director technical? There was something
technical. He's still a technical director.
Yeah, but he was still making decisions, right? At some point.
Suggestions. Yeah, I don't know if he was like.
Yeah, so I don't know why we have 2, and the 2 that we have seem to carry on the same model that I see Brighton doing anyway. Brighton bringing these young players who don't need to play every game, who the spotlight isn't on them, and develop them like throughout as the season goes. Look at Baleba. No one knew who he was until lately because he's had time to kind of reinvent himself in the league. And this is players that they're used to bringing in and these players they're used to scouting for a team like Brighton.
That's fine. What's on chatting? Like, because Jez said this, I said it on the playback. I've got a point. Palmer started becoming frustrated. It got to a point where Palmer started becoming frustrated, waving his hands and couldn't be bothered to search for positions to get the ball. I know you didn't see the whole game, but from what you've seen, you agree with this, disagree with this, etc.
Yeah, I agree with it because I said before that he needs help. Like I saw him like pulling down, but I never see him like get. He's normally the player who gets fouled, not does the fouling. Like those player who gets kicked and he gets thrown to the floor, but he was like, he did a few like fouls, and I thought, oh yeah, he's definitely getting a bit frustrated because he's not getting the ball. And when he does get on the ball, he's literally getting like 2-man steps straight away on, and he can't. Like he might be the best player in the world, but if you're getting pocketed like that, then it's never going to be easy game for you. Yeah, exactly, Jess. Baleba struggled in his first season, but again, because it's Brighton, no one's really going to care, and no one's really going to look at it because it's Brighton. As long as they finish like mid-table, or if they finish in Europe, that's going to be a very good season for them. No one gives a shit. But for Chelsea, it's very different. Like a player, look at Caicedo, for instance. Struggled his first season, he got absolutely cooked. But the second season, this season so far, it's been obviously he's been our best midfielder, one of our best players this season. Like that, and that is the model. If you're bringing in these people from these clubs, you should expect stuff that they did from previous clubs. So my issue is why are they looking at, if they're trying to bring in people, why not looking at their previous record of players they brought in and how they brought him in and for what team they brought him in, and then compared to our team. Because fans are obviously going to get very frustrated. I don't think what's I'm looking for. The fans aren't going to protest. They're saying they are. All the tweets I see it, but nothing's going to happen. But see that NBA,
Yep.
nothing's going to happen. They're all going to buy season ticket holders. There's going to be a new like fucking Palmer shirt or whatever, and then they're going to buy it. They'd rather waste money on banners for Gallagher than actually waste money on actually put money on stuff that actually matters. Like, no one gives a shit. Gallagher's gone now, and we're still bad. Well, not bad, but we're still not better off even when he was there and when he wasn't. Like, put the banners out for these sport directors to get rid of him, because they're not helping anybody. Or like, we spent since I did the maths. They've been here since it's officially 2 years this month that sport directors have been here.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Can you tell me one player apart from Palmer that they've bought and you thought, all right, that's a good recruitment. That we're waiting on Paez and Estevo in 2025, and we don't know if they're going to be good. We don't know, because these guys are going to come in at 70, 80.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what they can. We don't know what potential they can be, and then they might not even make the first team. There's all these reports that are saying they're going to make the first team. We're going to see in preseason whether they go to Strasbourg or they go low somewhere or they stay with the first team. We don't know, because Estevo's a right winger. So what's going to happen to Madueke and Neto or Tyreek George?
But it still baffles me how, and obviously it's the same sport but played by a different gender. How it just baffles me how they are able to get it so right with the women's team. They haven't put a foot
So right.
with the women's team.
Yeah.
They got rid of oh, and that's terrible. I forgot her name, but
Emma Hayes.
she left, and everyone thought, I remember, you've ruined the women's team now. No, they got arguably, as much as Emma Hayes is a goddess at the club, and they arguably got a better manager.
Yep.
In terms of the defender they bought from America, Flawless, it's just like they didn't have to buy it, by the way. They just did. Right? In terms of that, it's literally if Liverpool, while they had Van Dijk, had bought Saliba.
Yeah. Well, Flawless. It's kind of like let's say Thiago Silva got injured, right? Because this girl named Buchanan for Chelsea, she got injured. She'd won the Champions League before with Lyon. She got injured, so they're like, okay, we're short on having a world-class defender right now, so we'll just buy the best world-class defender right now. We'll just put 100 million on Van Dijk right now. So like Thiago Silva's injured, okay, cool. Because they're injured and we want to win the Champions League right now, we're gonna buy the best defender in the world, and then on top of that, just because even though there's 6 months left, we're gonna buy the third best CDM in the world, because they bought this girl named Keira Walsh, who's like England's CDM. She's from Barcelona, and she had 6 months left because she's homesick. And in the summer, there were reports that Arsenal were gonna drop like a record fee for her, and then Chelsea was like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna buy it." In the same window. And what the thing that Surfer was alluding to with Bowley, exactly with regards to the Dodgers, because when the Dodgers were taken over about 10 years ago, what they did was they did build like a little bit of a scouting network in terms of drafting great young talents and then developing them correctly, and then they developed them enough and then they got some free agents that were like big name players. They developed a culture in the team until they basically made the playoffs every year, and then made a final, got out, and then won a final, and then they just became a juggernaut like 2 years ago, where they're like free agents are like, hey, we're gonna sign for you, we're gonna take less money if we need to, or stuff like that. We're gonna stagnate our contract, so it's like less money, but we're here for longer. Best free agents are gonna join us, and that's what they've been doing. Like people have said they've had the best off season this summer, and they just won like the league. They won the league, and they had the best offseason. It's like being the Warriors with 73-9, winning the chip, and then adding KD, because why the fuck not?
Yeah, you're adding quality to already quality. But
Quality.
Let me get because I already mentioned it in the chat in regards to Cole Palmer just did. Your thoughts, CP, will go to you on Cole Palmer's recent poor form. He's not hit the heights he did
Yeah,
last season.
it's his
He was still
decision
good
making
early
in
on in the
in the
season, but
final
he's been
half.
poor form.
It's
Sorry,
been
go on,
his
say that again.
my major issue with him has been decision making in the final third.
Mhm.
Because he made great through passes again today, but his decision making in the final third again. I remember the chance. It was the 6th or 7th minute where we had the break. Gusto bombing through. He passes to Palmer. You can see Neto wide open on the left side, both arms up, begging. And Palmer's like, no, I'm just gonna fucking take a shot because I'm Cole Palmer. Instead of going for the man who's literally not even covered by, he's wide open, could easily go for drive in with that pace for one-on-one with that touch and just go bang in a goal. And then what happens? It goes wide and it's a goal kick. And the second he takes a shot, you see Neto's arms like drop down and he's like, what the hell? That's the problem I'm having with him. That's why I was saying it's Mount-esque in terms of his everything before the final third right now is still the Cole Palmer that I know. But in the final third, he's trying to do the hero ball of I need to carry the weight of this team. It's reminding me of Poch, but his decision making is worse in the final third this season compared to last season. That's the issue I'm having with him. Right? I'm like, dude, the man's wide open, Pedro Neto. It's not by the way, it's not Mudryk. You played with Mudryk last season and you gave him the ball more than you are Neto right now when he's wide open. That's the issue I'm having with him. So yeah, it's just because I rate him so highly, right? It's like Eden Hazard when he dropped out in 2016. I'm gonna criticize you because I saw what level you're at.
Mhm.
So that's the level you're at. I need you to maintain that level. If we're gonna call you one of the world-class players or up-and-coming world-class players, then maintain that consistency, right?
That's fair.
Like at least Hazard had a year of dropping off, but before that, he was basically a world-class player for like 3 years. Won the league with us, was player of the year, dropped off for around 1 year, and then was best player for us again. Right? So
That's fair enough.
He won the league. He won the league. He won the league, so he had every right to have
exactly.
on bad season. Palmer, respectfully to him, as long as as a great player he's not won us anything. So I don't think he has any excuse to really drop off. Yeah, last season he kind of played. We depended on you a lot. We depended on you a lot last season, but we didn't win anything. Like in a final, he weren't really there to be seen. He missed a few chances as well. So I don't know. I hear it, but I'm not with it. I think he needs to do a lot more, like CP says, with his decision making and stuff. Like sometimes I feel like it's a bit lazy. He goes for the easy shot rather than making a pass. There's some chances where I see some players running free, and instead of making a pass, he just like does something else. So I don't know.
Sorry, just one last thing. Sorry, one thing, because I was having this discussion with Sheik and Mud Brothers, with Eli, and he's saying, it's these managers nowadays who are restricting the freedom, and I can get that with most players, but Palmer in this system is allowed to drift wherever he wants. He's literally picking the ball up at the 6, going up wide, being a false 9, being a left wing. So for him in specific, he's getting the ultimate freedom. You can't tell me he's being restricted in any way this season. That's all I wanted to say. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
First, thoughts on Palmer's recent poor form?
Yeah, I mean he's done very good impressions of Bruno Fernandes the last few games. And if you're a Man United fan who has their eyes open, you know exactly what I mean. Stray passes, not good enough runs, and then arms out wide like that, or shrugs or frustration and stuff like that. And Keyshawn put in the chat, big up Keyshawn, he says he knows those players are not going to shoot. I won't repeat the word you put in there for obvious reasons, but he knows those
Trinidadians don't say that word. I see you.
Yeah, you won't say. Don't want to say it. Well, really, obviously. Well, if that's the case, then shoot more. I don't mind him shooting. I've always thought this though. On a side note, I don't know what it is. There seems to be I don't know what it is. There's like an issue between him and Neto. It's very weird, like because when they play on the same. When they play on the same side, like when Neto's like free most times, he can set him off. He only really passes to him maybe on a counter attack. If it was Noni, he passed him like right away. or
Do
something like that.
you think there's an issue though? You think it's
I
just
don't
bad?
know.
Maybe it's just
I actually
competition.
don't know. Maybe they've got to sort it out and link up better. But no, he's not played well. And I said I don't think he's had I think numbers wise, although it's dried up recently, he's been fine. But performances, I don't know. I think it's been very mixed. Now, is it to compensate that this is his second season? You know, his first full season. Everyone seems to forget he literally played the entire first season, went to the Euros, played last few games, had 28 minutes of pre-season, and then went straight into the league season again. Do you know what I mean? Without really a break. He plays nearly every minute of every Premier League game. I know he hasn't played Conference League and stuff like that, and he's not always man-marked in games. He's very rarely man-marked in games, actually. I think only in the Liverpool game he is literally properly man-marked. He's always given space near enough, and
Can do things.
yeah, he seems to like be. Even his first touch was very poor. It's been very poor recently. His first touch, layoffs, his lazy passing, his slow pace in collecting the ball and then passing it. He's got caught quite a few times in his own half. But you know, it's one of those things. And Madison's right. Look,
Yeah, I was just going to say
we
that.
have 2 wins out of 9, and we're still 4th. This is how shit this league
This
is.
league is not good in terms of
The
quality.
league is exciting.
The top
It's
teams.
exciting, but it's because everyone's on the same level and anything can happen near enough from about third downwards. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we said, Brighton
We're
lose
still fourth?
7-0 2 weeks ago and beat us 3-0 this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Brighton Forest Bournemouth results show that.
Yeah.
With Forest beating them, Forest beat Brighton 7-0. Bournemouth packed up Forest.
Villa have been 11th this season for a few weeks. You know what I mean? Villa. Newcastle had a great run and then got bopped up the park by Bournemouth.
Yeah, they got packed in by
You
Bournemouth.
know what I mean? It's like, and then City, great, you know, they smashed Ipswich 6-0. They beat us, and then they draw at Brentford, and they lose to Arsenal, and then
Got packed in by
did they
Arsenal.
lose the last game?
And then
Oh, it was the FA Cup. Well, that was it. Yeah,
no, did Forest get packed by Bournemouth as well?
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, they got packed by. Yeah, and look at even midweek, a shitty Everton team. You know, drew against Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? It's like even Liverpool are not a great team. They're just not, right? But they're consistent. They don't batter people 4 or 5 a week. They eke out wins. Look at that game against Bournemouth. They were terrible away at Bournemouth. 2-0 win.
Yeah, that's a grind out that win. They did.
Even on Wednesday, they were terrible against Everton, but they've been 2-0 up in the 73rd minute, and they nearly held on. They nearly held on there. That's the difference. It's consistency and being able to shithouse at the same time. And we did that for part of this season early on, but we're not doing it at this moment in time. But amazingly, we're still. I probably won't be 4th after this weekend, but we're lucky that City are playing Newcastle, so one of them's going to drop points. You know what I mean? Villa are playing Ipswich away.
Nah, home is at Villa Park.
Okay, Bournemouth are playing whoever.
Southampton. So the furthest we can beat next week is 6. Yeah, at the end of this week is 6, because if Newcastle beat City, and if Brighton beat Southampton, then we'll be 6.
What it is it's 6, yeah, but it's not 6 with 10 points off of 4.
Yeah, we'll be 1 point
You know
behind.
what I mean? It's not. It's like 6, 2 points off of
point
4,
off.
1 point off of 4.
1 point off. 1 point off.
Literally, or I don't think we're going to be in this run of form. We're not beating Villa away next week. We're just not, right? But because how shit and ridiculous this season is, I can legitimately put a point across where somehow Chelsea scumbag a 1-0 win away at Villa. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, you know.
Right. Trust.
Bournemouth have an easy 4 or 5 game run. You say that, but hang on a minute, which you probably won't. But Southampton win 1-0 or something tomorrow. What are you going to say then?
Yeah, Bournemouth have Wolves after Southampton, and they have Brighton, who are now in hot form because of us.
And Wolves are like up and down.
And Tottenham on the 9th. So I don't know what he means by next 4 or 5 games are easy.
We beat Wolves and then they beat Villa. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's the thing. Is you know.
What's your thoughts on Gusto saying that Brighton
Gusto.
players desired it more today?
I wish these players wouldn't say stuff like that. I wish they would just say sorry for the performance. I really wish that. I mean, even Maresca came out one of his quotes. I'll have to check again because these guys love to rule out his quotes and make other stuff up. But he's been quoted as saying that was his worst performance. That was the worst performance under him as Chelsea manager. Understandable.
I think it was.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Because even during this like run where we haven't won a lot, there are still points in the matches where we've had a lot of chances and shots on target and stuff like that. Where we go, man, we just couldn't finish. Like against like Ipswich and Palace and Bournemouth and stuff like that. But even today wasn't. But I wish they would just go. I really wish you wouldn't say that because that reflects even worse on you. You don't realise that. Why? Okay, my question is, why do they have more desire than you? Why? Should you have more desire to be knocked out of the FA Cup last season? That is
the biggest thing. Like, what do you mean by desire? Like, they're not putting in the
desire.
effort.
Why do you not have more desire than them?
Yeah.
They haven't won at home in three months. Why do you have more desire than them? They're not looking to finish in the Champions League. The owner doesn't want that. You know what I mean? So that means he has to spend more money or stuff like that. Why? Why do they have more desire than you? They lost 7-0 2 weeks ago. Why do they have more desire than you? We should be stomping these guys in the throat. Do you know what I mean? They lost 7-0 to Nottingham. They didn't lose 7-0 to City or Arsenal, Liverpool. They lost 7-0 to Forest. They didn't go down to 10. They didn't get any red cards or anything like that. They had 11 players on the pitch. They lost 7-0. What do you mean they have more desire than you? Okay, then if they have more desire than you, then why don't you have the desire to pay for every single one of those away fans' tickets and their travel expenses?
CP blessings, big up.
Yeah, thanks for having me and big up Sir.
That away fans have more desire than you. See it, mate. They have more desire than you, the away fans. They desire to somehow make it down on a Friday night at Brighton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A Friday night. Yeah.
Well.
What more desire? Get stuffed, man. More desire.
People are literally rushing straight from work to travel all the way from London down to Brighton just to watch that team, and then you're gonna say stupid shit like that. That they wanted it more than we did.
I think you'll find that the league will probably be the same as this. Sorry, Madison. I think you'll find the league might be like this because the PSR rules are the same as last season. So I think you'll find they will be like this, where because the PSR rules, and I don't know why they are in this country and not in any other country, but why we have to suffer for it. But they will be. It'll probably be like this, apart from top two, the rest will be that. Because because we've had this now for a few seasons now. Newcastle are in the top four, then Villa in the top four, and now Forest are in the top four. So why wouldn't it be like that? Bournemouth and Brentford and Brighton and them have improved. Stuff like that.
Shout out to Fulham.
People come back after 2 seasons and up there now, and people complaining we finished 4th and we've got a championship manager, but people are still complaining. Do you know what I mean? Manchester United have dropped off. I don't know if Manchester United are going to be like this next year. I don't know. Spurs, it could be anything. With Spurs,
with those clubs, it's all an investment. I don't think you're as far away as people make up. Like, especially with teams around you not being great, it's all dependent on do you invest correctly. That's for United. That's for Spurs. You know what? That's for any team. That's for a Brentford. That's for a Fulham. That's for a Palace. Any team who's like in that mid group from like 10th to like 15th. If you invest correctly in the summer, I know. Look what Forest did. Forest got the correct recruitment, and look what they did. Look where they are now. And this is Maresca on the fans, which you've referenced a few times. He says, we feel really sorry for the fans who've come here. In that moment and position, we are 14 games to go. Probably we need to do much, much better than what we've done tonight.
Yeah, you're right. That's the thing to say. Basically saying, sorry. That's what it is right there. And that's what needed to be said. That's all that needed to be said.
Someone needs to ask him, like, how and what way can the team be better?
I
don't think someone needs to ask him, like, how can the team be better? Because he can just say stuff after a loss, saying we need to be better after a loss. Well, no shit, obviously.
Well,
Because
yeah,
lost
I think
from-
it's the answer 101 after thing. Yeah, obviously you need to do better.
obviously you
But
need to do better.
saying it's just not going to cut it. We've got to see it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Got to see it. And doing better for me is getting a winning result at Villa. I really don't care how we play if we win next week at Villa. I really don't care, because then your next two games are Leicester and Southampton in the league after that, right? At home. So you should be, no matter what form you're in, you should be collecting 6 points off of those two teams. Do you know what I mean? So scumbag your way to a win at Villa somehow, 1-0, 2-1 or shit like that, and then deal with the performance after that.
No, facts. I hear that. And to Andy asking, why have they put United, Tottenham, and Super Sunday instead of City, Newcastle? Because the people who be putting these matches on TV be doing foolishness. So I don't know why it's Newcastle.
Let's be serious.
Super.
United, even at this time, still have a bigger fan base and still a bigger draw than City versus Newcastle. The viewership will always dictate that. They will look at previous ratings of United matches even now, and we'll see they're still a ratings viewer because of the brand, because they're worldwide. No, I agree with you. No, the question should be, why is City and Newcastle a 3 o'clock kickoff?
And not
That should
5:30.
be. Yeah, why isn't that a half?
5:30 is Crystal Palace, Everton.
Yeah, exactly.
What in the world?
Why? Why are we doing Crystal Palace? Everton are already safe. There are 4 teams shitter than them. They're already safe. So you don't need to worry about them. Palace aren't being relegated. Get off the table, Seth. Sorry, that's my cat. So, doesn't listen. But yeah, that should be the real question. How are you scheduling? And remember, this wasn't a rearranged schedule, so the news was coming up. How are you scheduling? I think you mean Curse, don't you, Naima? Yeah. How are they scheduling City and Newcastle for 3 o'clock? That's the real question right there. I don't even know what the 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday is for Sky. It's 2 games.
I heard, to be fair, it's probably the reason why they do that is because of like American
Liverpool
time.
Wolves. That's the early kick.
Liverpool Wolves.
Yeah, on Sunday it's Liverpool Wolves.
I can understand that, but even that one's like that should be 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's Liverpool Wolves which is
that should be 3 o'clock on a Saturday, man. Not.
I hear you.
They could move Man City Newcastle to Sunday too. They could have done that.
Yeah, they should have done that. They could have just put it on a Saturday because obviously, but City play on the Wednesday because they're in Europe. So I'll just put it on Saturday. Yo, switch Crystal Palace Everton with it. Well, Crystal Palace Everton 3 p.m. kickoff. City Newcastle 5 p.m.
Put the City Newcastle at half, even at 12:30 if you wanted. Shift Leicester to Arsenal. So Leicester versus Arsenal either Sunday or the 5.
Nah, that could have went out 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that could have went off under the lights. Oh, we will be there.
No,
Flawless Brighton should be an understudy. They changed 3 managers and still playing the same attractive football because you know why? Their idea and their philosophy doesn't change, and that's why that's why I want
playing the same attractive football. They haven't been saying this so to drop. They haven't been playing the same attractive football. They haven't won a home game for 3 months. They just lost 7-0 2 weeks ago.
Oh, they still play good football. They just get packed in. But
the study should be how they scout. That's the study for Brighton. It's how they scout. Who are these people? Because apparently we were supposed to take all their good scouts. Obviously we didn't. Obviously they hid those people in the cupboard when we came around and took the star when Potter was there. You know what I mean? But how are they hiring these? How are these guys better at scouting than all the big clubs?
I don't get that. They got some
big clubs to shame.
You know what I think they do? You know what I think they do? Why they can scout better than the big clubs? Because it ties into this in regards to they always aim to play the same football because they scout profiles. They scout like you can see they scout profiles. There's an idea. They don't go for names. You know why? Who's the last Brighton player we knew about like that?
Yeah. Do you know what I think they also
do? You get the odd one like a João Pedro or something like that. But for the most part, their players are relatively unknown. That's where
I think what they also do is this. They also go, yeah, we know you're not going to stay here for a while or stay here for a long time. If you get good, we'll sell you on. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to hold you back. Plus, you'll get time here to develop. You'll play more regularly and you get time here to develop. Unlike going to, like, say, a Chelsea or Man United, where you're immediately under the pressure and spotlight to perform. Because I guarantee you right now, I think Baleba went to either one of our clubs at this moment in time. I think he'd shrink and shrivel.
Yeah, he
100%.
struggled. Just mentioned that
Absolutely.
earlier on that he struggled in his first season and then
Yeah.
the second season. But that's where if our clubs are smart, you know what you do? You bring in a Belieber and you have him as a squad player and you give him
Yes.
minutes here and then, and here and there. You let him get adapted to the league, and then guess what? You have the player you have now. Same way
Yes.
with Caicedo.
Imagine that.
Same way with
Imagine having the
Zuma,
foresight.
But-
Imagine having the foresight of having, say, two young midfielders. One,
Yes.
I'm going to pick up two names here, random. One, say, Leslie Hugo Chukwu, and one named Andre Santos. Imagine instead of sending them out on loan, actually keeping them here, develop them, integrate them into the squad, because they wouldn't get games right now, would they? Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't get, or even send them out on loan for half a season, and then say if you have some type of injury crisis, something like that, you know, where Lavia is always out, and you've only really got two midfielders because KDH is crap, you know, and stuff like that. Imagine not even bringing back one of them, not both of them, just one of them, because they wouldn't get games right now, would they? You know what I mean?
And that's where it stems from in regards to it. That's why I don't hear it when people say, oh, they would struggle at Chelsea or United or Arsenal or Liverpool. Yes, if we're throwing them into the first team, but they should be signed with a view, okay, you are good. You're of a certain level 2 player as a squad player. You're going to play here and there this season. You're going to get minutes. You got Carabao Cup, FA Cup. You're depending on what you're in and where you're at. If it's Conference League or Europa League, absolutely. And then guess what? The second season, you have a great player. Why did none of us sign Belieber?
Yeah.
And have him as an understudy?
Yeah.
Why did nobody
They have
know about
Basuma, Caicedo, Belieber. That was
Belieber? But people tell me, oh, there's no central midfielders out there. All right,
Bullshit.
Basuma is not worked out for at Spurs,
Bullshit.
but he's still of a quality.
Where was
And then you have
you know where
Caicedo.
Matoma was? Matoma was in the Belgian league. He was
So
in the
there we go.
Belgian. And just to answer Andy's questions, Brighton players that impressed me: Matoma, Belieber,
was crazy.
Rutter. These past two games has absolutely destroyed Caicedo the last two games.
You mentioned this on the playback.
He's absolutely, because Caicedo lost his head. Should have been sent off, I think, today, Caicedo. Not for like one tackle, but he definitely should have got booked early.
You're saying accumulation.
Yeah, he should have got booked early in the game when he took we took Matoma out or something like that. But yeah, he's absolutely destroyed him. Caicedo, he rattled him. Yeah, they are brilliant on the ball, man. But what I'm saying is that it's still lost. They haven't won a home game before tonight for 3 months, and they lost 7-0 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So why they play the same way? They're not playing the best because they were being beaten.
Their philosophy always remains the same in regards. They always try to play front foot on the ball, attractive football. However, they get battered. Well, because they're Brighton.
And they had a great start. Remember, they had a great first couple of months.
None of us could go 3 months with 3 months without home.
No. But the thing is, though, no, because the way they play and what they try to do, they're not seen as the manager's not put under pressure, even by the fans of Brighton, right? Because they know that their owner is really only there to stay in the Premier League division, maybe push for European.
Sign players cheap, sell them at a high price.
Sign
players cheap, but eventually, that if you don't invest, that does indeed catch up with you. But however, so far so good. You lot continue to run up the likes. We're at 50 likes. Salute to you lot. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation, which is Ahmed's channel as well. Shout out to Pels. She's stressed. Hope that wine's doing you well. She says, we've conceded more than them in the last 5, by the way, even though they conceded 7 in one game. Fuck, is it that bad?
That's crazy.
No way that can be true.
Yeah, we concede like every game.
Yeah, we don't keep clean sheets. Our clean sheets are like single digits this season, I think.
Yeah. Wait, let me see last time we kept a clean sheet.
I can't remember last time. I think the last time we kept a clean sheet was Everton.
They had him Pell, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Markham, if you can't Markham.
No, I meant Premier League.
What about League? Was it Premier League?
I think
it was Everton away.
Everton 22nd December.
Yeah.
Damn.
And even before that, even before that, it was.
Before that, it was Villa at home.
Right.
1st December.
October.
No, 1st December.
We're at home. Are you sure?
Yeah, 3-0. That's again Fafana got that injury.
Yeah.
That's
And by the way, but
mad.
before you man carry on, like this,
Well,
you man talking about like Brighton bringing in like players and not like embedding them in or whatever stuff like that.
Yeah.
Brighton have got a second team, just like we do. Like USG is their second team. We got a second team.
Union St. Gonads is their second team.
Yeah, the same owner.
I had no idea.
Yeah, USG second team, and that's where Batoma went
Oh, so what, they signed him and then sent him there?
on loan, as if like the feeder, innit? Like that's ideally what a feeder club should be.
Yeah.
Like we should send our players who are trying to bring it to a feeder club, to our feeder club, develop them and bring them back.
Absolutely.
But for some reason we're doing it the other way around. It's like they develop it and then they go to our feeder club. So I'm thinking, are we the feeder club or what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, man, you might be the feeder club. Strasbourg might be the
We
parent
legit
club.
might be the feeder club.
Yeah,
Because
man.
Strasbourg are hooping. Like they got back keeping us. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
Jesus
Crazy.
Christ.
But yeah, that's that.
What
That
narrative
was
is ass.
mad. It is, but yeah, it's peak for Chelsea. Switching lanes quickly before we do close out to Manchester United. This Spurs game, it's must win just for the pressure on Amorim. That's where I'm at. Like, we just gotta start picking up wins. Europe's all well and good, doing well. Through to the next round of the Europa League, waiting to see who we get. FA Cup, cool. The big guns are out. All of them are bar Manchester City, even though we are far from favourites in that competition. Still trying to scam, you know what I'm saying, one of those two trophies or both. We're trying to cash in that money in the bank briefcase again on some scumbaggery thing. Like we cash in the money in the bank briefcase and we don't even hit anyone with our finishes. Like when we cash it in, we just wait till everyone's laid out and then just go and just pin someone who's laid out. Like that's what we do. We don't even pick no one up to hit anyone with any form of finisher whatsoever. It's literally everybody's laid out in the ring. People are like, oh, this guy again. So like with that, but yeah, he's got to start.
It's like Seth Rollins.
That's where he hit someone with the finisher though. That's where when he cashed in, did he? That's
Yeah, but literally the guy already dead.
Yeah.
Already dead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The guys are dead, but we don't even hit anyone with our finisher. We just pin. You know what I'm saying? We just go in there, pin someone who's already laid out, and then leave. Like we do the scumbaggery of the scumbaggery. Like that's it. Big up to Saeed for the raid as well, man. Shout out to Saeed. We are gonna close out shortly. Everyone who's locked in from Saeed's raid, make sure you run up the likes, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Hit that notification bell. Also, get your questions in. Just keep them united. Or Chelsea related to Andy, who says, "Do you think Dorgu plays right wing back?" I have no idea what this manager's gonna do. I hope not, and I hope he plays left wing back. And I want it to be Ahmad right wing back. But who knows what he's gonna do? That's one thing I can't call with this manager, and I don't like it in regards to he has to start picking a core. We need a core 5-6. I keep stating this on this platform and every other platform I'm on. Pick a back three and settle with it. Wherever the three centre backs are, I have my preferences, yes, but whoever the three centre backs are, pick them because that adds to the individual errors we'll be making. Same with the midfield and the attack, man. We need a core 5-6 players, and then you build off that. So if you're going to play Ahmad wingback, play him wingback. If you're going to play him right-sided 10, play him right-sided 10. I prefer to see my right wingback, and then you can play Dorgu left wingback. Or if you want to play Dorgu left wingback and put Garnacho at right wingback and have Ahmad as a right-sided 10. I'm just tired of seeing fullbacks at wingback. And Dorgu does change that. He adds to that, as we've seen in the 45 minutes, his first 45 minutes. But hopefully he plays from the left. But I don't know. Yeah, if he starts Dalot at left wing back again, so if he starts him, if he starts if he starts Bruno, if he starts Højlund, reports came out today stating that he said we have a couple of fresh like injury worries, but no one knows who the players are. So big up to Sam for the raid as well. Look at this, more raids than a trap house is crazy. So yeah, like Steve saying there, the call for Newcastle is Bruno G, Tonali, Joe Linton, Botman, Shah, Isak, Gordon, probably a goalkeeper as well. We need that. If you're going to play Dalot, play him as a centre-back. I've said this, but all this manager's doing with these lineups and getting poor results is just heaping pressure on himself next season. This season, he's safe. They're not sacking him, even though people want him gone, which to me is crazy. Because people want Amorim gone after 14, 15 games, and no money spent, but gave certain guys 3 years, 400 million spent and still didn't want him out. Sank with that ship. That ship was sinking and they was there playing the violin as the ship was sinking. They was underwater playing the violin, banging the fucking what's the wing you call it? The you have it in one hand and it's got like bells around it, and you can't remember. I'll send you the link, Prime. What's it called? Nah, is it the tambourine? That's it.
No,
Yeah. I was gonna say tangerine. Yeah, the tambourine people. There's people there, you know what I'm saying? Clapping the tambourine. I don't know all this nonsense. Sank with that shit. Yeah, Prime. I was just talking about United because we hadn't, but I'll send you the link if you want to get things off your chest. Are you worried about Tottenham because Kulusevski loves facing? Of course, I'm concerned about Spurs because one thing they do have is quality in attack. When you have Kulusevski, when you have Maddison, when you have Son, you have players of quality you can hurt you, especially when you give away the daftness that we do. If we call out the individual errors, we'll be fine. We will be absolutely fine. But if we gift them goals, we'll lose. Simple as that. I don't rate Spurs, but I wouldn't expect Spurs fans to rate us. This is just who's less shit. That's who wins this game. That's who wins this game. Yeah, Prime, sending you the link now. Give me a second. I'll send you the link now. But big up to Hassan for the raid as well, man. Big up to Hassan for the raid. Please hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Pay the toll when you enter the city of sarcasm, people. And keep your questions United or Chelsea related. Rota 15,000. Go follow the playback as well because I've launched the subscription over there as well. I've launched the subscription, so go check it out. Similar to YouTube membership. Sorry, go on. What you say, Seth?
I'm gonna drop off. I'm gonna jump on casually just for a few minutes.
Do your thing, man. No worries.
Rant over there. Look, Prime.
All good, man. I know you want to rant with your own people's blessings, Seth.
No, it's all good. No, just thought I'd get out now and then have a carefree weekend.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Seth, appreciated you. Blessings, man.
Speak to you soon, guys.
Yeah, man. Catch you tomorrow. Yeah, I've sent you the link. Prime. Send you the link. Shout out to Jenny. Says like and subscribe. Yes, 100%. You lot listen to Jenny. Flawless people, Ten Hag inners wanting back is crazy to me. Seeing what we see in this season and last season. Exactly. It's like they defend that, but then they want to defend that, but then attack this. It's like be the same across the board. Like I'm critical of this manager. My match reaction titles tell you so. Things I've said tell you so. I'm just not hammering him out because I'm at least going to give him chance to improve it. Give him a fair opportunity to improve it. Let me spend some money. That's where I'm at. Let him actually spend some money and actually bring in some players. Or all he's doing is increasing the pressure on himself to hit the ground running next season. Because we're going to sign players just from a number standpoint. Because our squad is short, people. I think people realize our squad is short and it's shorter coming out of the window than it was going in. Like, we legit let Anthony go, we let Maresca go, we let Rashford go. We signed one wing back and let two wing backs go. We was already short up top and we let an attacker go. Bear in mind, there was no replacement for Sancho, people. There was no replacement for Sancho. Mount's always injured. So that's two down, and then you let Rashford go as well. Central midfield, we are thin in regards to, you don't want to play Casemiro. You have Agate there. You don't want to play Eriksen there. You got Collier. Bruno's not a traditional central midfielder. So you literally got Agate and Collier as your actual central midfielders, like not makeshift. And then even wing back, we shot. You see it. You got Dorgu, you got Ahmad. You can say Delo are push, Maza are push, but they're both centre backs. Right, but we move. Yes, Prime, what you saying, man? Thoughts on your game against Brighton?
Hello.
Hope you're blessed as well.
I'm good. Hello. How you doing, Flawless and Victor?
I'm good, man. A little bit tired over the night. I'm blessed, man. Not looking forward to Sunday, but here we are.
How are you, Victor? You spoke on.
I'm right, man. Nah, I'm right. I'm done with the days where I let Chelsea affect my week, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but did you speak? I'm assuming you already spoke on this, right?
Yeah. They spoke on this already, but you can take your time. Like, there's no rush. Like, if you want to get whatever off your chest, to have it before one set, though, Prime. That's why I don't have you as high favorites for Champions League Flawless from a depth perspective, yo. I hate you. No one should have us for favorites for anything. This team can do anything. I am not confident going into any game. We are legit us on the scamming thing. And that's the aim again. We're back what we've been doing. Trying to scam 2 trophies, scam some results, and get through to the end of the season. And would I put it past us to do it? No. We're capable. Or what I say with any conviction or any confidence, we're going to do it. No. Someone says, hey, you lot ain't going to win anything and you're going to finish in the bottom half. I'm not arguing you down. I'm giving no pushback. I won't be confident in the Conference League. Legit. But yeah, go on, Prime.
There's a lot I want to speak on, but I don't know where to start.
Floor's yours, man. Floor's yours. Take it. Like I said, there's no rush.
Okay.
I can tell you this performance really annoying you. What is it? What happened, Prime? This is not like you. What happened in particular that's got you like this? Because this is very unlike you.
It's not even. Again, it's not even like, you know what I'm like. If I expect something to happen, I don't get that annoyed.
Yeah. That's my point. I've never seen you kind of like, I don't know where to start. You're normally very cutthroat and precise with what you've got to say, whether it's praise or criticism.
It's because there's a lot to talk about, so I don't know where to start.
Yo, talk about it, man. Yeah, but like I said, if you need half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, man, like we're here. You know what I'm saying? There's no show after this.
Oh, okay. Lucky me.
That's why you're here. You know what I'm saying? Cook, man.
Oh, he's actually sweet to us.
Yeah, I've never seen Prime like this. This is just a shock. Like I said, one thing you are not sure of is words. Like, you're normally like, yo, it's this, and this, whether it's praise or criticism. So while Prime tries to get himself together, you lot continue to run up the likes as Prime tries to get to a starting point. Subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel. Go follow the playback as well, because that's where all of the watch-alongs will be going down tomorrow. For those that don't know about Sarcasm City TV YouTube, you see the playback. Like, YouTube's crazy, the Sarcasm City TV, but this is the nice part of the city. Nice shops, beautiful buildings, nice housing. You know what I'm saying? The rivers and oceans crystal clear, all that good stuff. Hey, playback, the fucking hood. You know what I'm saying? That's the ends right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just madness going on over
Shackles
there.
off. No shackles off.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing like here. There's very little off limits on the YouTube. Nothing is off limits in terms of conversation on the playback. Nothing. We have conversations about the wildest shit. So get over to the playbacks like Sarcasm City TV after that. Yeah. I'll drop the link in the chat. Download the playback app from your app store. That's where we'll be live from 12:30 for all the watch-alongs tomorrow. Leicester, Arsenal, Fulham Forest, /City, Newcastle, Palace, Arsenal as well. And then Sunday we'll be there, Liverpool, Wolves. Obviously, I'll drill stream the United Spurs game as well. But Prime, let's start with the game, man. Your thoughts on the game? Brighton 3, Chelsea 0. We'll start there.
I don't know. What actually, before I even get into that, what do you think is worse, the playback or Twitch? Because I remember Sarcasm City on the Twitch. That was wild.
One and the same. Twitch was just that was just the hood. You know what I'm saying? But we knocked that down and just built another hood somewhere else. But Twitch was the same. Twitch is crazy as shit too. It was like Sarcasm City TV after dark. The playback is just that 2.0.
Speaking of which,
for those that know about it, see, there we go on the screen there, people. You see it. Go on.
Speaking of which, these players, half of these niggas can fuck up.
Damn. That's how it really feel.
Jorgensen, I don't know. I don't even necessarily blame him, right? Per se. Like, again, do I think he's brilliant or anything? No. I do think he is good. And I do think he's a hell of a lot better than Sanchez. But we shouldn't be waiting until now to start him in a presser situation that we're going through right now. And just him being like thrown in because we've apparently given up on the whole Sanchez stuff. And also, by the way, I noticed that Daniel's not here to defend his boy Sanchez, but whatever. Speaking of his boy as well, Chalobah, this whole gimmick he does about being a child of God, I don't care. You're not good. People saying he's our best center back. I was told in the summer that he's world class and he starts for the top 6 clubs. He was trash at Palace. Chelsea fan said this. He was trash. I got quote tweets about this as well. So
on loan at Palace, he starts for top 6. On loan at Palace for top 6. That's crazy.
No, people were telling me that when he leaves Chelsea, he'll go to a top 6 club. He starts for a top 6 club. He's a world
Yeah,
class.
but he went on loan at
What I
Palace.
was
He
being-
did leave Chelsea.
It was what I was. Okay, whatever, Victor. Shut up. That's what I
I'm
was
agreeing
being
with
told.
you.
No, oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. So, my bad.
Hey, you know what, Victor?
but-
Hold that.
Well, yeah.
This guy, man. This guy. I was
You can
actually
both
agree
shut
with
up. Let me just flow because I don't like. I have a lot to say and I don't know how to get it out. And
Yeah, I could tell that, Prime. You're trying to put the sentences and the phrases and your thought process together. Yo, take it. Trust me, I've been there, man.
by the way, this is what I'm like in real life. By the way, I don't talk a lot in real life, so
Same.
it takes me a while
I
to
get
get
it.
things out. Pause. Chalobah's one of the worst centre backs to play for my club, and that's shocking. I'm saying this because I've also
That's
seen
mad.
Levi Cole. Also seen Levi Cole.
How about
If
this?
Cole, again, I like Disasi's not a starter, so I don't care.
Fair. That's fair.
People actually rate Chalobah and Cole. Cole, right? If Cole is a product of mixed racing, I'll listen to Dr. Umar a lot more. I'm sorry. If Dr. Umar just used Cole as an advertisement of why we shouldn't be getting with white women, I'll. Oh, okay. All right, fair. Yeah. I should have said that. Put the banner. Keep the banner.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, don't worry about it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
used
just
to it.
saying. I'm just saying. Listen, I've denounced white women flawless. You do the same because we can't be producing Colwells in this country. I'm sorry.
Me, I ain't gonna produce no Colwell. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
I'm
put
just
that on
saying we
me.
can't be producing Colwells in this country.
I ain't gonna produce. I ain't gonna produce no Colwell.
Gusto, I don't know. I think he was all right. Kukurea is Kukurea.
Shit.
I don't have a who shit.
Gusto.
Yeah, but again, I don't have a problem with him in this game. There's other players I have a problem with. Caicedo, I've been saying this for a few weeks now. Keep the banner up, fellas. Keep the banner up.
My bad.
I've been saying this about Caicedo for a few weeks now. For 18 months at Chelsea, he's been doing a slave shift in the midfield. Last year, he had to carry Enzo and Gallagher. This year, he's carrying Enzo. The guy needs help. I've been saying in January, bring back Leslie because we cannot rely on Lavia. Lo and behold, we still have to use Caicedo. And he's looked off it these last few games. But I don't blame him. The guy has to feed like 23 siblings. He's got a newborn and he has to deal with the shit at Chelsea, bro. It's too much for any man to deal with. It's way too much. Madueke, Neto, Sancho, whatever. Like 3 cheeks of the same ass. I don't care. Really. But again, as much as I may not rate them, I partly understand what they have to play with because we don't have a striker. Even with Jackson, we still don't have a striker. We were supposed to get someone in the summer. Actually, we were supposed to get one last January. We were supposed to get one 2 summers ago. So it's almost 24 months now. Yeah, 12. Yeah, that is 24. So almost 24 months now that we don't have a striker at this club. Palmer, he's starting to do this Mason Mount, Bruno gimmick, where he will just get the occasional goal and assist, but not really do much. But again, I don't blame him because he's still creating the most chances. So no one's putting away the things he creates. Maresca, I understand the squad's not perfect, but like this is what you get with these like young managers, by the way. These young quote unquote hipster managers, they all want to play their own system. They all want to play their own way. They're not willing to really adapt to what's here. Use what you have. And that's why, as much as like I'm not gonna crash it first on Maresca as if he's terrible, but that's why he wasn't any of my choices. I wanted Amorim. I wanted Nagelsmann.
You did?
Give me, even if it's a young manager, give me someone with the experience to be able to handle it. The squad we have, it would actually work for an Amorim. But we didn't try and force the issue. And then now Amorim's at Man United and whatever is going to happen with him is going to happen with him.
Yeah.
But this is why I say, Chelsea fans, why are you surprised? I said we'd start the season well, and then we'll tail off, and then the fan base will turn. Flawless, lo and behold, this is what's happened. But what do you expect when you have a young squad with no experience, and then you have a young manager with no experience? This is just going to happen. Well. And it also doesn't help when you don't have a striker, you don't have a goalkeeper. Bro, our best goalkeepers is Petrovic and Kepa. How embarrassing that is. Kepa's are still our best goalkeeper.
Or you think Kepa's better than Jorgensen?
Sanchez, yes. No, Sanchez.
You think
I'm talking about our starters. Like, I don't buy into this whole Jorgensen is now a starter. Yes, he's not. Next week, it's still going to be Sanchez. I don't buy into
What do you think? I'm just asking, do you think Jorgensen's better than Kepa?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I was just gauging where you, because we haven't spoken on Jorgensen. I was gauging where you rate him.
Again, that means nothing to me because at Chelsea, that shouldn't be my level.
Yes.
But I've been blessed with Kudicini, Czech, and Courtois. I shouldn't be dealing, just like United shouldn't be dealing with Onana.
Oh, fucking facts.
We shouldn't be dealing with this.
Facts. 100%.
Onana's better than Sanchez.
Sorry to stop your flow. Just hold that for Azua to get to certain. You know, to my guy Rohan, I just wanted to get to this. So he said, if we lose this weekend, Amorim isn't it. I'm sorry. So my question is to you, Rohan. If we win, is he it? Sorry, go on. As you
I agree. Sack Amorim and then let him come to Chelsea, please.
No, I don't know, because if he's not it, if we lose, if we win, then surely that means he's it. I'm just asking Rohan. Sorry, Prime. Go on.
And I'm seeing fans now trying to criticize the sporting directors. I'm not having this BS. You see, like, I don't listen to fans when they get emotional. I'm not having this BS. You want to criticize the sporting directors now. And we have two squads. This fan base said it. I was critical of this, the squad building by like October or November. This is not good squad building. I was critical of the squad building when the season started and we loaned out Leslie and Santos. Was that me that liked that?
Yeah, you like that.
I think it's you. It might. I don't know if it's me or.
I've been critical.
But we can still hear you. So carry on.
I've been critical of the squad building when we decided to fork out over 100 mil in January for Enzo Fernandez for 6 months of club football and being a squad player at the World Cup with Argentina.
Damn.
I've been critical of this, like, of how things have been going. But, like, again, because they come in, I actually want to see how things go. I'm not going to just, like, for example, like, Flawless is against Ineos, which I understand. Or not, Ineos, because you don't do the deal with the Glazers. That's fine. But like, at least with these owners, I'm just going to be willing to see. That's why I said I'll give it a few years because I want to see what your actual plan is. Because you can't spend $1 billion. I don't know. I'm thinking in a logical world, you can't spend $1 billion if you don't have some sort of a plan. So let me see where it goes within like 3 years and see what happens. We're almost 3 years in now, so I'm not going to keep giving you time. The fact that you went from Potter to Poch to now Maresca stylistically does not make sense to me. I've been saying this. You have a player like Gusto who excelled as an attacking fullback, as a wingback, and you decide to bring in a manager like Maresca that's going to play him as an inverted 8 or inverted false 10. Palmer was amazing last year getting a free role. He's looking so shackled right now.
Hey.
In Nkunku, when you bought this club, was the marquee star signing. And I don't rate Nkunku as a player, but at least as a goal scorer, he will work. And we have a manager that just doesn't want to use him or can't get the best out of him or he doesn't suit for the system. That's another waste.
Right.
We don't have midfield depth, I keep saying. We don't have a centre-back partnership. We don't have a goalkeeper. We don't have a striker. We don't have wingers. We don't have a spine. And we see the same thing happens with Man United. They don't have a spine. It's almost like, you know, if a human doesn't have a spine, they can't really walk. Well, if a football club doesn't have a spine, they can't really play, can they?
But the thing is, United didn't spend $1 billion though. We did.
Yeah,
United
I know. I'm only making the comparison of like big clubs behaving like failed institutions.
Yeah, I get the point. I get the point.
I get what your point, but two teams a bit different because United wishes to see.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money, but we spent a lot of money on these young kids we're trying to like legally child traffic, which again, fine because we did that under Roman. But at least under Roman, even though I was critical of how we were on towards the end of his reign, at least there was always the attempt to succeed. Buying Lukaku was the wrong move. But at least Roman was willing to spend big money on a top-level striker. We wasted that with Osimhen in the summer.
You're talking about the intent.
All was in our core. Yeah, the ball was in our court. He wants to come to Chelsea. No other club wanted to or had the money to spend to buy him. And yet you weren't willing to just spend the money. And now we need a striker. But we got away with it for the first half of the season. Jackson was scoring goals. Palmer was scoring goals. The vibe was good. We're in a title race, guys. We fall off towards the end of December, fine. But we're still in the top 4. You go into January and not one striker comes in. You try and get Mateus Tell, and this cuck wants to go to Tottenham instead. Fine, let him rot there. But you don't get anyone.
Did you not actually make a bid for Tell?
Yes, we wanted to bring
made
in
an
Tell.
approach. Okay, all right.
Made an inquiry. I don't think I actually like put an official bid, but yeah.
Like people don't read the
Colin
squad
McCook
building
is
is
crazy.
so the squad building is so poor. But again, what do I also expect? Like they also brought in Maresca, and again, I don't hate Maresca. Just like I don't necessarily hate like some of the players in the squad individually, but as a squad, it doesn't work. And this is why I'm questionable about whether or not to even get rid of Maresca, because if these sporting directors stay, they'll get rid of Maresca, they'll get another young manager that doesn't play the same style, and we'll have to do a complete 180 on these players, who some will do well and then some will drop. Like, this is so frustrating. And this fan base, this is where my biggest problem is. Everyone knows I hate Chelsea fans. This fan base. The fact that a few months ago, people were scared to say Maresca out, even though I know you guys don't like him, you guys don't rate him, but no one wants to come out and actually vote. Actually, only one person is willing to actually be honest about how they feel. It's only one person I know on Twitter. The rest of you guys, you're all either...
Say that again. Say that sentence again, sorry. I was typing in the chat. Say that again, sorry.
Say what?
What you just said about... I didn't catch the start of it when you said everyone's scared. What they scared of? Like you said, people
guys are scared. You guys are scared to be honest. If you guys don't rate this, because I know I said when they appointed Maresca, this fan base won't rate him. I said we'd go through a rough patch and this fan base will vocally turn. But if you guys don't rate Maresca, why not just be honest from the beginning?
Got you.
Just be honest about it. But and you guys tried to do it from the preseason, and then when we lost the City, you tried. But then we started winning games and looking well, and we went to Anfield and that moral victory, even though we drew, guys, Liverpool got scared. All that bullshit. And then
we lost.
It looked like we were doing well and we were in a title race. And
we lost.
I don't know. Whatever. Just let me. I don't care.
We get the point you're making. We get the point.
It looked like we're in a title race, and you guys wanted to try and run with it. And now you want to flop back and say that this guy's not good enough, this squad's not good enough, this thing's not good enough. But you were praising everything in the summer. No, just be honest about how it is, please. Because then you have people like me that has to deal with the embarrassment of, well, you guys said that, this, and you guys said you have the best attack, and you guys said no. Well, I didn't, but this fan base did. Because you guys are idiots. You're brain dead.
Hey, Prime, I'll do you one better. A month ago, the Chelsea fans were singing, "We got our Chelsea back." A month later, they're singing Abramovich's name.
That's crazy.
That's all I need to know.
That U-turn is mad.
What's funny?
In 1 month.
What's funny is we're still doing what the aim is supposed to be in the hunt for top 4. So even if City win or Newcastle win, we'll probably be like 5th or something, or maybe 6th, and we're still in the hunt for top 4. So, like, I don't know. Let's see how the season pans out. I don't think, like, we need. I don't know. We need something, because I don't know when this next win is gonna come from. And even if we do win, I don't know when our consistent run is going to come from. And also, we're going to play back in Europe soon. And I've been saying this all season. If Jorgensen or if Sanchez plays in Europe, I have a fear that he will do something, bro. You know when Chelsea got drawn to play Shamrock Rovers, I kept saying, listen, if Sanchez plays in that game, Shamrock Rovers can get something. Because this guy Sanchez is not good at all. He's the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen play at a big club.
Yeah.
If he has to play, and we have to play some like Eastern European side, we have to go away, it's cold, it's freezing, our forwards won't score, this guy will fuck up and we'll lose at 1-0. And God forbid we have to play a Fiorentina or a Real Betis, an actual good side in name. Like, we're not in any cup competitions now. We have to win this. People can say they don't care about the Conference League. I care because we have to win it. It's only embarrassing if we don't win it. So we have to win this Conference League. We have to get top 4 because all this money we've been wasting for 2 years. Like, we have to try and justify that because we need to get back in the Champions League in order to get better sponsorship deals. Like, everything is just money. And I don't get why these big clubs, like, they don't realize that if you are winning, you will make more money than just doing this bullshit. Top 4, we'll get 5th, then next year top 4, then 5th again, then just back and forth of mediocrity. Why? These sporting directors have to go. And Stanley and Stewart, whatever their names are, these guys have to go. They have to go.
So you want them to go? You want the directors
They had to
out?
go by the end, bro. They had to go by the end of the window, bro. They have to go. We can't give them money to spend again. We can't let them pick another manager again. Because you know what they'll do? They'll do something bullshit, like bring in a Thomas Frank or whatever, or I don't know who the Ipswich manager is, a McKenna, a young manager with potential. All this bullshit, instead of just going for someone that's proven and ready. Why not go for? I mean, Ancelotti's in a job, but go for an experienced guy, an Ancelotti, a Conte, someone with experience, because we're not going to bring in experienced players. So bring me an experienced manager. If we had an experienced manager, we wouldn't have had to deal with bullshit the last 6 months of not winning games. An experienced manager can get you through bad games. And you know who would have been perfect for this? Funny enough, Tuchel. But because Tuchel can actually coach a squad.
Yes.
But
People can question whether Tuchel's an elite manager or whether he can win you a title or whatever. But we saw what he did when he came to Chelsea. You don't win a Champions League with Havertz, Werner, and Mount if you're not good enough. I'm sorry, you don't. But I don't know. Like it's just, I don't know who we play next. But it's just so much bullshit, man. So because we're so close. We're so close to doing something, but we're so far away. If we made some proper signings back in the summer, we could have taken advantage of City dropping off Liverpool. That's the funny thing. Because Liverpool didn't make any signings, but you know what they have? They've got a proper coach.
True.
They've got a proper coach. And they're able to, and Liverpool haven't played great all season, by the way. I've been saying I don't think they've been great, but they've been efficient.
Efficient.
That's something that we're not. Bro, it's just I don't know. I really hate this. I really hate this. But again, I can't get that angry. I'm not gonna like scream and shout and rant because I'm not surprised per se by this. But again, like what's the saying? I thought we'd be shit, but holy God, like I didn't think we'd be this bad.
Yeah. Our expectations were low, but holy fuck. Hey, Rohan, I need Rohan. I need the answer to my question. You're my guy. I need the answer to my question. You said if we don't win on Sunday, Amorim's not the guy. So if we win on Sunday, is he the guy? Sorry, go on, Prime.
Amorim's not the guy to do what?
Make United better. I'm guessing because me and Rohan had this conversation yesterday. Because
I agree. Amorim's not the guy. Let him come Chelsea.
Like, so I just want to know, Rohan. You might have I might have answered that after you left. So yeah, I want to know. But I just started what you said. You said, wait 1 second. If we lose this weekend, Amorim isn't it. I'm sorry. So is he it if we win then?
Yeah.
No, Rohan. Don't hit me with I don't know if he's the guy. You said if we lose this weekend, Amorim isn't it. So if we win this weekend, is he it?
And actually, sorry to even use him as an example, but like he's an example of what I'm talking about in the Chelsea fan base. People are waiting for certain results to go bad so that it becomes popular to say, oh, Maresca out, or this guy's not good enough, or waiting on certain people to lose, or for certain players not to do well so they can crash it on them. Speak your mind. If you don't believe he's good,
Rohan, I didn't say you're losing confidence in him. I'll ask you again. You said if we lose on the weekend, he isn't it. So If we win on the weekend, is he it in your opinion? I even saying you're right or wrong. I just want to know where you stand. Because if he loses, he's not it. So if he wins, is he it? That's all I'm asking. Because I'm confused by the comment. So I'm asking to clear up the said confusion. That's why.
So exactly. Just
So
say
surely on the flip side, if he wins the game, he is it.
But these will then be also the same people that when it goes bad, they'll say, "Hey, I told you about Maresca, I told you about Amarim, but you weren't willing to say that when we beat clubs, when we were going on runs and we were looking good. You weren't willing to say, oh, this guy's still not good enough. You wanted a pussyfoot around it. So I hate about people like this. There's certain people I could name, but I'm not going to. But I hate people like this. Just be honest. Just be honest. Whether you're right or wrong, who cares? But just be honest.
I just want to know exactly because that's the things with chest. And so as this Prime, as this Victor, Wasp, I'm just like confused by the comment. Because if one result can determine he's not it, then that same result, if it goes well, should mean he's it. Surely. Or am I just going, let me know in the chat, am I going crazy? You know what I'm saying? That's like me saying, oh, if this team wins this game, loses this game, they're not title challengers. So surely on the flip side, if they win the game, they are title challengers. Nah. Well, say that then, Rohan. I'm just saying well, say that then. Be clear and precise. You're a very smart individual. Say that. Because what you said didn't say that. You've said if he loses, he's not it. But now I've asked you this. Now the switch up. If you're losing in confidence in him, say that. Because he's on a winning to nothing. Because if he loses, you're willing to crash at him. But if he wins, it's no credit from you. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm lost. That's like me saying if this team loses this game, they're not title challengers. So if they win this game, that means I think they are title challengers.
Do you know how
I'm just
many
using
teams
the team
this
as
season?
as an example.
Do you know
that's
how many
like me
teams this
saying, hey,
season?
you know what? If Forest lose their next 2 games, I don't think they're title challengers. No, I don't think they'll finish in the top 4. So surely if they win their next 2, I'm implying that I think that they can finish in the top 4. We gotta be clear with our statements, people. And you lot ain't even speaking, you lot are typing. We gotta be much more precise than that. If you mean what you say what you mean. Type what you mean, should I say to people in the chat. If you're losing confidence in him, say that. Don't go overboard with the result because it doesn't mean anything. Because if he wins, you're still gonna have no confidence in him, which is cool. Say that. Like what Prime said. Say it. All right, so we got there then. So if we play great and still lose, yeah, we can see something. If we roll over, I think he's done. Finally, we got there. So you're looking for a performance. So one game is going to determine it.
But
so if
that also doesn't make sense because Man United under Amarim have done well in the big game. So even if you beat Spurs, which I expect you guys to do, that still wouldn't necessarily mean he's good enough, right?
Exactly. Because man are just doing it based off. Because guess what? If we let's say we play great and beat Spurs, and then we lose to who's our next game? Let me check. So let's say we play very well against against Spurs and win the game. If we then lose to Everton the next week, then we're back to square one. Yo, Rohan, you're all over the place, my guy. You're all over the place.
What's funny is that's probably going to happen. You guys will probably beat Spurs and lose to Everton. That's probably going to happen. So
yeah, I don't get how one game can determine the whole outlook on a manager. That one match determines whether he's good enough or not good enough in the eyes of someone. Not an accumulation. Or if he loses this game, this manager's not it. So this sole game. So he could beat Spurs and we lose all our next games, then he's no longer is. Then he's still it because he beat Spurs. See how daft that sounds? Saying, beat Spurs, lose all our games, but win the FA Cup. Like, what is going? Is he still it or wins both Europa League and FA Cup? I'm not saying these things happen, people. I'm just pointing this out in regards to the craziness of statements being made. And Rohan, my guy, but that is nuts to say that if he loses to Spurs, he's not it. But if he beats Spurs, he's it. Surely it's on the Everton game and the FA Cup. Well, Jack, if he meant this, because he says, I think Rohan meant after the accumulation up to that point is the last straw. If that was the case, he would have said that when I asked him. Well, he didn't say that. Scroll back up. If he would have said this, I would have been like, all right, this makes sense. Why not say this in the first place? Why, when I talk, whether you lot agree with me or disagree with me, you know exactly what I'm saying? No one ever says, yo, Flawless, I don't know what you mean by that. I'm confused by where you stand. Why is that? Why is Prime and Victor, as long as I've been working with these men, which is probably about 3 years, 4 years, we've said everything under the sun to each other, cursed each other out, ran jokes, disagreed. Man, have never ever said, hey, Flawless, I'm confused by what you just said. Why is that?
Oh, no. We've said that a few times, but then we asked you to explain.
Yeah, so you asked me
We don't
for
take it
further
out of
information.
we don't
and I
take it out of
explained
context.
I'm saying, but you're never confused initially. You're asking me to add, okay, I understand what you mean. Why do you think that? Elaborate. I don't rate such and such. You might go, okay, why don't you rate such and such? But you know I don't rate him. I don't say, hey, if my man scores 5 goals in the next 10 games, I think he's it. I don't say that. Or if such and such if the goalkeeper gets 2 clean sheets in his next 4, I think he's it. Come on, man. Like, let's be clear, man. Why there should be no gray area. I don't really understand. So to Jack, you said if that was the case, he would have said this. That's why I'm confused. And me and Rohan had this conversation just yesterday, where he was talking more about the summer, but we had a similar conversation. Just be clear with your words. You shouldn't take 5, 6 comments because it's a nonsensical comment to say. It's nonsense. Or if this manager loses against Spurs, he's not it. Or say we play well and then lose, then what? Is he still not it? If we batter Spurs but lose the game 1-0, or like I said, we beat Spurs and win the game 3-0, but then we go lose to Everton 4-0, is he still it? Or are we just doing this on a game-by-game basis? Too much results-based analysis. Too much results-based analysis.
Before you man carry on, I'm out.
All right, bless up, Victor. Yeah,
So,
every single time.
Man's got work in the morning. Conscious.
Yeah, man, go do your thing, man. Blessings.
Blessings to you guys.
This is it. It's just the flip-flop-ism of certain fans. The next game every week. It's like, yo, have a lane and stick to it. And now it takes me for call it out for a man to start actually like making sense. You said Amarim is making too many mistakes. He's not able to inspire the team. He's picking players out of position. I mentioned Wisecout after 8 games of training. See, this makes sense. If you would have said this first and foremost, I would have went, yeah, this made sense. Apart from the Wisecout, because he said it tongue-in-cheek. But the rest of it, I fully understand. I agree he's making too many mistakes. I agree he's not able to inspire the team. I agree he's picking players out of position. But why a man have to go over the top and overboard? This makes perfect sense. Like I said, apart from the Wisecout bit, I agree with everything. Most of it. Nah, don't hit me with the driving, Rohan, because you driving, you made sense driving. If that's the case, if you can't make sense driving, wait till you pull over. Wait till you reach your destination.
Has he called in before?
No, but he's a regular. He's a member. We spoke before.
Oh, okay. Why don't you like do a call-in show then?
If we don't beat Spurs after 8 days of training, depleted Spurs, by the way, I've lost confidence in him. Cool. That makes more sense. So if that makes more sense. But words are key. Or if he's not it, if we lose to Spurs. So if we beat Spurs, that means he is it then. By that logic. Come on, man. Yeah, he was being sarcastic, but of course, a lot of people didn't actually watch when he said that about Wisecout. But people like Rohan and others will use that. Watch the actual clip.
What did he say about?
So he said about because he was being questioned about why he played Dorgu at right wing back. So he was saying, and then he was explaining why, and then he said, yeah, you can see that he played right wing back on Wisecout. But obviously, people didn't watch the clip and just tweeted it out. But he said it tongue in cheek with a smile on his face.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds bad, but in context, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Like that's what I seen when I seen it. Because I thought, you know what? Let me watch this. And he said it like one of us would say something like that. Like if me and you, Prime, are going back and forth arguing about a player, and I go, oh, he can play left mid, but he can play left wing, but he can play right wing. I seen it on Wisecout. Same way when he said we're the worst team ever. And everyone, he said we're the worst team ever. And I watched it. And what people conveniently forgot of that was he said, we are the worst team, we are the worst Manchester United team ever. Now you have your headline. So he knows what he's doing. That's exactly. See, Prime didn't even know. That's what he said after. He said to the journalist with a smile on his face, now you have your headline. But again, narratives. And you know what's funny, Prime? You know what's crazy? Before you cut you off, he said it twice to the journalist. Wow. He said, now you have your headline. So yeah, we the worst team. You now have your head. I'm paraphrasing with that bit, but he said it twice with a smile on his face. Bear in mind, for those that don't know, Manchester United have been relegated before. So no, it's not the worst Manchester United side ever. We have been relegated. All you have to do is research. I've literally got a book right here above me that has the history of Manchester United in it. And there's a whole chapter that says the dark days of Manchester United. So my pops and my uncles have told me about, you got it good. I remember United being relegated. But again, why are we going to let facts get in the way of good old slander? Again. And then people ask me on here. It's like, all right.
It's kind of like with Maresca when he said that we're not ready to title challenge, and people got angry. But it's the same people that were also saying we're not in the title race that were getting angry. Like,
this is it.
I don't know. I don't. The Y Scout thing is funny.
It's funny. I'm proud when you see it. He said it like us, with a smile on his face. He had a smile on his. Oh yeah, check Y Scout.
Yeah.
Well, people don't add that. It's he said, I can't believe he said this to the dare and okay.
People don't watch press conferences. They only look for the clips that go
look for the
quotes that do the rounds.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm like, if other managers said it, like if a Ten Hag said it, he'd get killed for that. I'll be honest.
Yeah. You know why? Because we don't like you. That's why.
Yeah.
There's a difference. We don't like
He's
you.
lucky people like him. But then again,
we don't like crazy, bro. Like you. That's like your arch enemy calling you a dickhead. You're not going for it. Imagine someone you dislike right now at you and called you a prick. You're gonna flip out. If you're bred, I get cussed out every day on my own channel. Crazy. I don't mind it because we're all people here.
But you're supposed to. But regardless.
Yeah, we're all people here. Like you could say that to me, but there's certain things you can say to me that other people can't say. I'm not going for it. I don't like you. Fuck that. True. Like that's where it stems from with that.
Bro, it's like towards the end of last season, there are certain things Poch was saying about the ownership and stuff, which again was facts, but I don't want to hear it from you. You have to go regardless.
Yeah. No, but it's like your girl just been giving you shit and then she comes over trying to make jokes. No, this is not the time to be cracking jokes. Ain't your time for you to be after she been giving you hell for the whole week. And all of a sudden now she wants to come running jokes and running bants with you. You're not going for that. Even if the shit's funny. No, this is not the time nor place. You're coming off the back of our worst ever Premier League campaign and worst ever Champions League campaign. We ain't trying to hear nothing from you. They should have cut your mic. Should have banned you from press conferences after 400 million spent. And then people will talk about this is the squad he assembled, by the way, people. This is the squad that man assembled.
That's the thing about United. I'm like I said this when Amorim got appointed. Just kind of view the season as a write-off. Maybe you'll get some results, but just wait until the summer. Because what do you guys expect? If you guys keep saying this is the worst United team in however long, then a new manager doesn't make a difference. I'll be honest. Doesn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
So, and in the January, you guys didn't do much business in terms of income, barring Bogu. So just wait until the summer.
Nothing.
You guys believe in Amorim and you believe in Ineos, and just wait until the summer. If you don't believe in Ineos or you don't believe in Amorim, then I don't know.
Yeah, and to Rohan is stated about the charisma is because it was tongue in cheek. I don't pay no attention. That's why I don't do any recaps of press conferences. Never have, never will. Never have, never will, because it rarely tells you anything.
That's crazy.
It rarely tells you anything. Very, very rarely. That's why when he said that, I'm like, all right, it makes no difference. Him saying that Y Scout comment, him saying this is the worst year, has zero bearing on what's going on the pitch.
Did he say this is
Yeah.
or we are the worst United team?
I think he said, yeah, we are. I think he said we are currently performing. The exact
Oh,
words. The worst
see,
ever Manchester United side
that's
ever.
good. So he
Think-
hasn't like thrown any of these players under the bus. He's taken
No.
accountability of its we collectively.
Yeah.
So,
He said it after the FA
good.
Cup game when we played Leicester. He said that's not good enough. I'm not covering up with the FA Cup and da. And AW, I hear you. Amorim should be doing better. That I hear. I'm just not hearing what Rohan's saying, talking about, oh, if he loses to Spurs, he's not it. So if he beats Spurs, he's it. That's what I'm not going with.
I mean, when you say Moyes has a worse squad, I mean, like, you also have to keep in mind that Everton team is more suited towards Moyes than this United team is suited towards Amorim.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, Prime
know,
is frozen
we'll see.
Warrior J, but you lot can still hear him regardless. So that's all. Like if you have doubt, if you're Amorim out, say you're Amorim out. If you're Amorim out, say you're Amorim down. I'm holding Amorim accountable. That's where I'm at. I just don't like the fear mongering about it. That's what it is. I don't like the unclear, the murky waters about it. Like if you Amorim out, say so. If you're one result away from him being out, say that. Say so. Don't say, oh, he ain't it. Say, I'm Amorim out if he loses to Spurs. Then I know where you stand. Then I know he's one game away at any moment from you being Amorim out. It's like Prime saying, oh, if Chelsea lose to whoever they lose to Villa, I'm Maresca out, for example. I know where he stands. Yes, we are in deep, murky waters, but your opinions don't need to be there, Rohan. Your opinions don't need to be there. We in the swamp, but your opinions don't have to be there. And JT says, not going to lie, flawless. I'm 50-50 on Amorim. Cool. See that? Clear cut surprise. Precise. I know where you stand. Hey, big up Eli, man. Good to see you in the chat as well. I hope you're blessed, my done. Will Amorim stay around for this slow rebuild? I think he's in it for the long haul. Yes, Andy. I don't think he comes here if he's not going to be here. Why would he not be here for the long haul?
No, I don't think he's talking about. Well, I'm going to assume he's not talking about from an Amorim perspective. He's talking about from Ineos, because this is a question I actually have.
Go on.
So I want to know what you think, Flawless, and what do you think? What is your opinion of this, and what do you think will actually happen?
Well,
do you think Amorim could be treated like Potter at Chelsea, where things could get so bad that he has to get sacked? This season, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, because I think in terms of for him to get sacked, we'd have to get relegated, which I don't think we will. I think the fans could turn on him, though. I think the vast majority of the fans could want him out come the end of the season if this continues.
That's what happened with Potter. The fans, you don't think fan pressure could turn into him getting sacked?
No, because they ignored the Ten Hag pressure for the longest. So I don't think that they will do that because I think they're super incompetent.
Yeah, but again, I'm only comparing it to
I understand what you're saying. Here's the difference: is you know what the difference is. I think your board genuinely want what's best for your football club. Football is the thing. Is top of their priority list, even if they're getting it wrong. Football ain't top of the priority list for us.
Maybe, but I'm only making a comparison because they come in, right? Again, just like with Ten Hag, Tuchel's not the manager that they brought in, whatever. We found out after Tuchel got sacked that there was stuff going on behind the scenes. Tuchel not trying to cooperate in terms of transfers. Tuchel just wanted to coach, whatever. They were looking at Potter back in the summer when we were trying to sign Cucurella from Brighton. Tuchel gets sacked I think a week or two after the window. That to me is a big red flag. If you're going to get rid of him in the summer so the new manager can have a preseason. So the backlash of that from fans, plus how bad we were under Potter, the fan pressure then resulted in Potter getting sacked. That's what I'm saying with Ineos. Do you think that with how they treated the Ten Hag situation, how long it took to sack Ten Hag during the season when you had 3 international breaks, then bringing in Amorim, then in January not making any signings coming in when barring Dorgu, when it looked like you were going to make signings because Rashford went, Garnacho was supposed to go. It looked like you were going to make moves, you didn't, and results continue to get bad. Say you guys get knocked out of the FA Cup, you get knocked out of the Europa League. The results get that bad, and you guys look like you're in a relegation battle. Will he go? Do you think fan pressure can turn? And I know I'm saying worst case scenario. I know.
Yeah, saying worst case scenario. Again, I think people overestimate fan pressure.
Really?
I don't think they sack him. Yeah, unless he gets relegated, he's going nowhere. Even if we all want him gone. I think people don't understand the stupidity and the ignorance from the people who run our football club.
Yeah,
none of people realize how bad it is. Like in regards to even if it should be done. Go on.
The reason why I think fan pressure is a thing because if fans are looking at the players and they're turning to the manager, eventually they'll then turn to the board, the ownership, and if certain, like we've seen with United in the past with the Glazers, when fan pressure has turned from, Ten Hag, Oli, Jose being bad to having, what is it, the green and gold scarves or something?
Yeah,
you guys do?
Green and gold scarves been there a long time. Yeah.
And then when that starts coming out and people talking about it and getting the Glazers out and protesting, all of a sudden the manager is gone. So do you not think that can happen again?
Potentially, I just think it's highly unlikely because it's a new regime. If it was the Glazers, yes, solely them. But it's Ineos have shown me with that Ten Hag thing. It's like, whoa. Because there was booing at the stadium with Ten Hag. The place was miserable. Asai, Double A, Ash, anyone who went. I went.
This season.
The place was miserable. No, on the Ten Hag. Not this season.
Yeah, I know this season.
Last season. But yeah, like his last season and this season. Miserable. Place was dead now. It's not got much better now because Amorim's doing worse. But the point I'm making is I don't think they take that into consideration. They don't. I don't think they take that into consideration whatsoever. Yeah, fan pressure was a thing. Ten Hag would have been sacked way sooner. Like Cam, like Canadian Cam just said. And I get the point you are making. I'm just saying they do not care.
Okay.
They don't, in my opinion, they don't. Otherwise, Ten Hag would have been a guy they agreed to get rid of him. Had a piss poor attempt at replacing him, and then because they couldn't replace him, went back to him, gave him more money and a new contract, and spent more, and then watched it get worse and didn't do anything for 4 months.
Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking that making those like consistent fuck ups could make them overthink this Amorim thing if things get very bad, resulting in them fucking up again.
Yeah, I think they just dig their heels in. I think even if let's say Amorim's, I'll go one further. If Amorim's still performing poorly next season, they won't sack him. It'll take them a long time. So let's say United I don't think they sack him next season. They dig their heels in. They dug their heels in.
Question.
Yeah, they dug their heels in for a guy who wasn't theirs. What are they going to do for a guy they picked? They dug their heels in.
That's another question I was going to...
Go on.
Wait, when you said they dug their heels in, when?
For Ten Hag, all the entire time this season. They didn't sack him from the
this
season.
season.
He got sacked. Yeah. From when they got in, because remember, they were doing an assessment in February, last year, February. So literally a year ago, when they took over, there was this assessment period. Yeah, there was this assessment period on Ten Hag. There was a whole assessment. Know that. Yeah. If you Google it, it will pop up. United fans in the chat will remember as well. I remember this vividly. It was this whole assessment over assessing. To me, it was like, what the fuck is there to assess? You have a brain and 2 eyes. Well, clearly your brain or eyes is not functioning correctly. So
what I remember was the I think was it October? The whole meeting that was taking place during an international.
Oh yeah, this season. Yeah,
I remember that because I was listening to Random Talking Sahid's channel during that time. And people were pissed, saying it's Wednesday. Why hasn't there been a decision?
Facts. So that's the point. So that's the point I'm making. It's and to man who's asking Ahmad in the chat, I don't know if Ahmad's injured or not. All he said was there's 2 players who are injured. There's 2 fresh injuries, but he hasn't named no names. So I don't know why you've picked out that it's Ahmad Diallo that's injured. I don't know why. But yeah, I've heard no reports in regards to who. Only the statement that's came out about that. But yeah, they dug their heels in for a guy who wasn't theirs. What are they going to do for a guy they picked? They backed Ten Hag like he was their choice. In June, they flew out and disturbed Ten Hag on holiday after agreeing to get rid of him and interviewing Thomas Tuchel.
Okay, so
and because it failed with Tuchel, they went back to Ten Hag.
Yeah, I remember that they tried to get Tuchel.
Which was,
there was rumors. There was rumors of Southgate, which again I didn't believe, but it was still funny.
Southgate wasn't true. Southgate wasn't true.
I know.
The only person that went Southgate was what's his face? The guy who left.
Ashford,
what's his name?
Yeah.
Ashford, that's the only person. No one wanted just him.
So okay. But you said that they won't get rid of him next season, which is another question I want to get onto then.
Nah, I don't think they do. So, even if he should be gone, because I've said if this continues, sack him. This can't continue.
Yeah.
You need improvement.
That's my thing of like, I understand what Amram's trying to do of instead of adapting to the players and getting certain results, he wants to like play his way. It exposes how bad like certain players are and we'll be able to get rid of them, which is fine. But that means going into next season that there is no like process or time or wait.
No safety net.
He has to start on fire. He can't say like, oh, this is, I've just gotten in. It's the worst Man United team. There's none of that. But if that doesn't happen within the first like 10 games,
it's a wrap.
Or 15 games, will the pressure from United fans
will want him gone, but they'll stick with him because they would have. Because you know what they would have done? Spent money in the summer.
You believe they're going to spend money?
Yeah, they'll spend money. No, a lot. But when I say they'll spend money, they'll bring players in. They'll spend money.
Oh, okay. How much?
Just from a number standpoint, I think we'll spend at least 100 M's. I think we'll recoup that. Because you got to think 25. So let's say I was doing this with Rohan as well because he was skeptical about sales. So you correct me if you think any of this is crazy. 25 million from you lot confirmed. 40 million from Villa for Rashford. That's the option to buy. So let's say they take that up hypothetically. Anthony for 15 million. Malacia 15 million.
Big up Donzi.
Big up Donzi. There was someone else I mentioned. He was the other player that we was going to sell. Lindelof 10 million. No. Lindelof 10 million. That's 100 million there that I've just named. Or round about it. So I think that goes back. Let's say we're quote unquote broke and only have 50 million to spend. That's 150 right there. And I think they have to just from a numerical standpoint. And I don't believe that. And also we got players leaving on contracts because Eriksen going to go. Johnny Evans is going to go. Casemiro's going to go. So we're 3 players down there. And we've already sold on players who we've not replaced. So I think a combination of buying players and youth players will replace those players. And I don't think Amarim's daft enough to come here not being promised things in the summer. Or is Lindelof's contract up in the summer as well? So he might be a free.
True, but do you not think he was also promised things in January?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't think he thought it was. I think he don't underestimate. I can't say that. He didn't realize it was this bad till he got here.
But like, again, like I don't pay attention to United press conferences, but like most of what I see is what does the rounds online, and from what I hear from like United shows, like on here or on Saeed's channel or Rants or whatever. But did he not say something about when he first got in that he has been watching Man United or something?
Yeah. But you know what it is? And this is where I don't think it's on him. He realized it was bad. I don't think he was under no illusions of that. He didn't realize how bad. It's like a restaurant that serves bad food. Imagine how it's being prepped in the kitchen. Imagine what the chefs are doing and what the kitchen looks like. You don't know till you get back there. For music, for instance, an artist who continuously puts out terrible music. Imagine what the process is like of picking beats and what the studio sessions are like and what the recording in the booth is like and what the ad-libs are like and the people in the studio, what the engineer's doing. Like, you don't realize these things till you get there, and I think that's what it is. Otherwise, I think he would have asked for more in January. I don't think it's been difficult. I don't think it's difficult for us to buy players. I disagree with that. I don't think it's ever difficult for us to buy players. I don't think we wanted to sign anybody. And Andy don't see me likes the academy either. And to J2 says we don't sell well. We just had a record-breaking summer in terms of sales. We sold very well in the summer. We made, I think, 120 million. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. We just had a record-breaking summer.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, in terms of sales. So we sold very well. Very well. Because we
Do you,
sold rubbish. Go on.
So yeah, okay. I don't know.
So
Well, I guess we'll see. So if
They
you
got
don't think
back, you
he'll,
know? Go
so
on.
even if like they spend the money and he does bad, or like he's not doing as good as he should be next season, you think they'll still keep him for the whole season?
Maybe not the whole, but they keep him for the vast majority.
Because of the money spent,
Yes.
or because they
And
want
'cause
to
he's their-
like.
and because he's their guy as well. Those two things. Because of the investment made and he's there. They don't want to be wrong. Same way, that's why I think they dug their heels in with Ten Hag. They didn't want to be wrong. They didn't want to admit they was at fault to give him a new deal and keep him on. So they dug their head in the sand and was like, all right, we just going to be wrong and strong on this one. Until it
Did he
became
get a new
point that it
deal?
became untenable.
Did he
Go
get
on.
a new deal? Was that after they were supposed to sack him?
He got a new deal after the Tuchel situation and them trying to replace him. When they went back to him, that's when he got a new deal. So they agreed to sack him, was all in agreement to sack him, interviewed Tuchel, couldn't do a deal with Tuchel. And because our approach was so piss poor at it, we went back to Ten Hag, gave him a new deal, more money to spend. And to J2 says, when's the last we sold flawless? That summer was a one-off, but you have to give them credit because that's the only summer they've been in. You have to give Ineos credit for that. You have to give Ineos credit. Because we sold well, because if we sold poor, I'd be using that in my argument against them. But that's one thing they did very well. I thought we bought well and sold well. Look at the players we sold. Apart from Greenwood, there ain't no quality there like that. McTominay's woeful. Kambawala's decent prospect. And whoever else we sold. Wan-Bissaka, we know is not good enough. I think we sold Fred, we know is not good enough. So you have to give them credit for that. We sold well in the summer. We complained about Manchester United not selling well. We sold well. Give them props for that. I'm not biased like that. I call it as I see it. As much as I don't rate Ineos, they did well in the transfer windows, both incomings and outgoings, in my opinion. Don't mean it was perfect. Don't mean it was great, but they did well. We sold Alvaro Fernandez, big mistake. Maybe. But that was with the back three system. No one was saying that when we was playing a back four. But that's the incompetence of them. Because there was no plan to get Amorim because we didn't pick players. Sancho fits this system perfectly. Alvaro Fernandez fits this perfectly. But we didn't plan to keep these. Yeah, we sold Hannibal, Palestri, Donny too. One summer doesn't define. No, it doesn't define it, but it's all we have to go off, JT. It doesn't define it, but we can only go off that. If they sold well in the summer, we can only say they've sold well in the summer. So we can only go off that. Same way if an academy player breaks through, performs well, we can only say he's been a good player for us so far. We got nothing else to go off. He's a talented player. He's a good player. He's performed well. Now, the next season and the next season out, if he performs poorly, yeah. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Because if they did terrible, it would be we didn't sell well. We would have only made 20 million or 30 million off all the players we sold. That would be a part of the conversation, and rightfully so. So you can't have it the other way on the flip side. We sold well.
Yeah,
now, will we
that is
sell well
true.
again? I don't know. I hope so. But evidence tells me yes. Because I'm also using the evidence to answer Prime's question, how they dealt with Ten Hag. I only have Ten Hag to go off. If it's the Glazers, I have a much bigger sample size. Because I've seen what they've done with managers before. With Oli, with Mourinho, with Van Gaal. With Amorim, literally with Ineos, it's solely Ten Hag I got to go off. Until they show me something new. Say Amorim loses 4 out of his next 5 and they sack him, guess what? All right, cool. We know what they're on. We know what they're on. It's like, all right, managers ain't getting much time. I just don't see the flip. Give Ten Hag all this time, who's not their guy. But Amorim, who they brought in, back him with money because we're going to sign players and then sack him early. Even if it's going wrong, I just don't see it. Flawless, if Rashford doesn't kick on, is it going to be a problem in the summer? No, because teams were interested in Rashford in January. Like Beijing Pop said, every pot has a cover. I know people like to do the fear-mongering thing and, oh, no one's going to sign these players. If I would have said in December that Aston Villa are going to take Rashford on loan and pay 70+% of his wages, you lot would have told me I was crazy. What drugs am I taking? And rightfully so, by the way, because that would have been a wild statement to make. But guess what happened? Aston Villa signed him on loan and are paying 70+% of his wages. If I would have said, hey, Betis are going to come in and take Anthony, why would Betis come in and take Anthony? They're in the Conference League. I think they're doing all right in La Liga. Why would they do that? And why would they do that and pay most of his wages? Guess what they've done? Come and loaned him and pay most of his wages. So, no, I don't think it's a problem with Rashford. Moving on players is not a problem whatsoever. Like, you might not get good fees for them, but it's about just moving them on. Any player could be moved on. Højlund's been linked with a move away, and he's the worst striker in the league. It's probably the worst player we have. And he's been linked with a move away. You know why? Because every pot has a cover. That's why. As bad as we think these players are as fans, there's managers, coaches, and clubs out there that go, or sporting directors, technical directors that go, I think I can utilize him. Yeah, worst case scenario, we'll get 20 million for Rashford. Or we send him out on loan again with a obligation, no option. Villa literally, he's been terrible, and Villa said, yeah, we'll take that and we'll pay 70+% of his wages. Tells you all you need to know. So anyone talking about Rohan, I know he said he had to go because he was on the move, but anyone talking about signing players is tough. No, it's not. It's about, we just spoke about Brighton earlier on in the show. It's about smart recruitment.
Chelsea have won 2 games in the last 10.
I think we're like 6. I think we've won 6 in our last 8 or something like that. No one correct me if I'm wrong. 6 in our last 9.
But people will still want to do agendas in this one. It's amazing.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we've only lost 2 in our last 9. Granted, them 2 are 2 home defeats, but yeah. Yes, Andy, you've been here long enough. You know, I think we need a new goalkeeper in the summer. You know this. We spoke on this in depth. New goalkeeper, left-sided centre-back, wing-back, central midfielder, 10 and a striker is all needed. What do you say, fam?
A more positive news before we end. Shamrock Rovers played last night in Europe, Conference League, and we won away to Mold. So 1-0. So yeah, second leg is at home, and hopefully we're through in the round of 16.
Shout out Shamrock Rovers, man.
Yeah, we've actually got a striker, unlike Chelsea. So.
Shout
I was saying that on Lewis's stream, and Danish Maldini super chatted to kick me off.
That's crazy work. Though. That's crazy work.
So I kept trolling.
Yeah, you know what? That's crazy. You know what, Prime? You don't deserve that, man. You're actually not being a dick.
Nah, it's fair. It's because people were angry about the game. I hear it. It's fine.
Outrageous, man. You're not doing my guy Prime Day. All right, people. We're gonna close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. Big up. Much appreciated. Make sure you run up the like, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, we're gonna be live on the playback all day tomorrow, literally from like 15-20 minutes before kickoff in the Leicester-Arsenal game. Leicester versus Arsenal, Fulham versus Nottingham Forest / Manchester City versus Newcastle United. Also, Crystal Palace versus Everton as well. There'll be the 3 games on the playback. And then we'll be back here on the YouTube. You'll get 2 streams. Sports Q&A, you'll get 10 p.m. And then you'll get the Yardman Show, 11:30 p.m. Premier League podcast. So Lex Kaneki and Javon will be all there. So you get more Chelsea talk. And of course, Lex and Kaneki are going to talk from the Arsenal, respond to Tony and TJ because they were taking shots. So that rivalry's budding on here. They're going to talk from the Arsenal podcast, the Yardman Show.
Sorry, Flawless. I just have to say, I mean, first of all, yes, Yardman. So they'll be cooking Arsenal when they don't win against Leicester. But Tony, like, because I tuned in, right, and then I was doing other stuff, so I wasn't really listening. And then I heard someone, was it either you or TJ, talking about like Prime clip this, and someone mentioned it in the chat. So then I rewound back. What was Tony talking about? Something about pipes.
I don't know. He keeps saying pipes from Baghdad. I don't know what that means. I don't know what he means when he says that, because I remember him and Lex were on a Q&A and he said it to him, but I don't know what. But I don't know what pipes from Baghdad means. If anyone knows, let me know.
Tony's a character, man. You missed the show when he was on Mud Brothers, like what, 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah, I could imagine
him and M. De Niro are going back and forth, bro. I clipped it. It's hilarious.
Could you imagine what he's like? No way he's like.
The Yardman Arsenal show.
Yo, Warrior J, soon, man. Nah, it'll be before the end of the season, but we just building up the anticipation. We're building up the momentum. We're gonna let the Yardman show take shots at the Gonna Talk from the Arsenal show. Gonna let the Gonna Talk from the Arsenal podcast take shots at the Yardman podcast, because everyone wants to see it. So I'm just building anticipation, man. You don't just give up the fight. This is pay-per-view, man. This is
what's happening.
TV. You know, like in wrestling, they don't just give you the pay-per-view matchup main event. They build it up. You know what I'm saying? Cut promos and all that. This is the same thing.
What's going on right now is
that pod so bad. You're gonna get more crossovers as well. But I gotta build up these pods, man. Sorry,
what's going on is everyone's behaving like Drake. Drop.
That's it. And also, this one here, it will be 5 hours long, so I gotta make sure I got nothing else on that day. That's all.
Nah, it's fine. No, listen, you can host for 2 hours and then you can drop out, and then I'll host the next two.
Fine. Yeah, like you add to the fucking chaos. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. Hey, I love chaos, man.
I'm fully aware you love chaos. You joke, man. I'm fully aware of what you are like,
bro. If you host it during a time in the league when Arsenal are close enough to win it and Liverpool have got points.
It's gonna be great. I'm telling you. It is. Big up Eli. Says, bless up Flawless Goated MC and the Prime, the Chelsea extraordinaire. Great stream, gents. Glad you lot enjoyed it. But you lot are gonna get more crossovers, not just Yardman Gonna Talk. You'll get Yardman. You get with the Bayesian show. We'll do the West Indian edition, the West Indian podcast. I'm looking forward to that. You're gonna get the Yardman show with the Man Them City podcast, Man Them City with Gonna Talk from the Arsenal. We're gonna get all the crap. We just building like
I'm not gonna lie, Flawless. You're moving like Chelsea, man. Just like Chelsea need a striker, we want to watch Yardman versus Arsenal. So that's
of course. But you know the difference is the numbers are gonna keep going up. That's the difference. Because you know what I'm saying. You gotta sell this.
Why be the solution when you can be the problem?
You gotta saying. You gotta sell that. That's what it is. And also as well, I gotta make sure I got the proper time to do it. So I got an idea. I'm just not giving away the idea. You know me, man. There's always a method to the madness, man. Come on. Don't think this was the plan overall with all these individual shows was for them to cross over. Come on, man.
Also, when you do City, the City Chelsea crossover, can I be on it? Because I want to talk to Vader. And you get Hamza on that show as well.
If you want to join this one, feel free. It's up to you. Obviously, I know you're busy and you're everywhere, but go on.
No, yeah, I do want to join this one. I want to talk to Vader and particularly Hamza. Because I feel whenever those two are on streams, most people just want to like troll and banter City, which fair enough, I get it. But I want to ask them actual questions about City and what's going on that they haven't answered. So
I'm gonna build up 110%. Like with Vader, obviously Hamza ain't on here because I haven't got the patience. And Hamza's cool, but I can't deal with him on stream.
Hamza's cool, man.
He's cool, but man starts talking about the Champions League in the 1950s and all that. You know what I'm saying? And Tat's telling you about the Premier League in the 1960s.
How old is Hamza?
Nothing to do with the conversation.
How old
nothing to do with it. I think he's around my age. I think he's that's why he's mid-30s. I think. He's mid-30s.
The way he talks about football, he's no way he's the same age.
Well, I think it is, but he would just be talking like hella deflection and just nonsense and just like when we was on Back Again, and he's cool. Don't get misunderstood. He's cool. That's why man follows him. No qualms with him. I just can't deal with certain people.
Hamza is elite, man.
Yeah, I leave that. You see, like the certain styles for certain things. I'm just like, yeah, cool.
I need Hamza v Tony. I'm sorry.
All right, you know, I definitely know. Absolutely
that, man. I need
fucking
that.
not.
I need that.
Exactly. Eli gets it. It's like telling a magician to give out all her secrets, can't dispel the magic. There's a method to my madness. I've said this. The only thing that has more crossovers than Sarcasm City TV is Marvel. That's it. Marvel and Power. That's it. Trying to create the Sarcasm City cinematic universe, man. The SCCU, man. You already know.
Nah,
You already know.
for all this is like if you keep teasing Thanos, man.
You gonna get that because you know what? That show gonna do numbers. The day I announced that show,
Oh yeah.
when I say when you lot see the thumbnail, and it's like
The amount of people you have waiting in the chat, man.
It's got the Yardman logo on it, and they're gonna talk from the Arsenal logo as well as man. Come on, man. You lot, you know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Hey,
I'm saying
don't let it be on a week. Don't let it be on a week where Arsenal or Liverpool have lost. Boy, crazy.
Yeah, man. Hey, we'll see. But you lot, make sure you hit the follow button on the channel. Make sure you hit the follow button on the channel. Follow button. Make sure you hit the like button on the channel. That's me thinking of playback. Make sure you hit the like button on the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Don't forget we are available on all audio platforms as well. If you're like Rohan, who was driving, and if we're not live, obviously you can't be watching YouTube while you're live, but you know what you can do? Listen while you're driving. So all you have to do, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV, and you'll find all of the shows on the YouTube channel. Every single live stream you see on here, apart from watch-alongs and the fan calling shows, are available on all audio platforms. So like Rohan was driving, we want you to be driving safe, people. So just go to Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV, follow us 5-stars. Simple as that. And then playback as well, which I mentioned, where you get the content you get on here, on the playback, like Prime's been kind enough to drop it in the chat, playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. The content you get on the YouTube is not the same content you get on the playback. Of course, I'm over there. You see the same host, the same crazy characters. You get the same great content, which is absolutely crazy. However, that's like the hood over there. That's the ends. That's Sarcasm City TV after dark. We got Premier League watch-alongs, Champions League, Europa League, FA Cup, League Cup, NBA over there. Also got UFC watch-alongs, boxing watch-alongs, Formula One watch-alongs, all over there as well, people. So get over to the playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. That's playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, or just download the Playback app from your app store. And also, what's been launched on the Playback, people, is subscriptions. So it's their version of YouTube membership. So there's only one tier. I created it. It's launched. Go check it out. Go check out the perks. One of them is your priority, your comment question takes priority over there on the Playback, because sometimes the chat be going crazy. And secondly, it secures your VIP pass. And what a VIP pass is, for those that don't know, Playback have a deal with the NBA where you can watch NBA games, people. So that's what that is. So anytime we can give a VIP pass out, so whether that's NBA or another sport, because they have other things on there that we just randomly be watching at times, that secures, because I only got a limited number of VIP passes, very limited number. So if you want to secure it, go check out the subscription on the Sarcasm City TV Playback, and it's only at that price for a limited time. And Playback, they only launched it like 3 days ago. But I will be once more tiers launch, I will definitely be putting more perks over there. But it's only one tier. And speaking of tiers and memberships, Sarcasm City TV membership, links in the pinned comment for that. 3 different tiers as well. Make sure you check that out. And if you have any ideas here on the YouTube or on the Playback, either or, the YouTube or the Playback, for perk ideas that would make you sign up to make the content better, please let me know as well. And big up to all my hosts who are on Prime, Victor, CP, Surfer. Am I missing anyone? And Ahmed. Make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation as well. And big up to Abdullah for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. Number of love, man. Thank you very much for that. So I appreciate the super chat. Says big up, Flawless. Big up to you. You lot continue to support as well. And I know I spit a lot of information at you lot. Told you lot a lot of information, but guess what? You're very intelligent people. So I know you lot can bring it on board. Fully aware. Gold Cell says, yeah, not gonna lie, sometimes VIP do run out when I arrive late on the Playback stream. And that's what it is, Gold Cell. If you want to secure your VIP pass, if you want to secure being in the VIP section, that's what I should have called it. VIP section. I might actually change the name of it from Sarcasm Citizen to VIP section. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change the name of the perk to VIP section. VIP, where your comment question takes priority. We get to it. And also it secures your VIP for the NBA League game we're watching or whatever we're watching if it happens to be on there. So yeah, man, if you want to secure that, I'm going to have a look now. VIP section is fire. Thank you. I'm glad you said that, Goldzell, man. I don't know if I can change it, though. 1 second. Can I change it? Oh, yeah, I can. Boom. VIP section. Let me switch that. Can I save that? Will it work? Yeah, I just changed it. Boom. VIP section. Hey, big up to Adita. Big up Flawless. Big up Mohammed. Big up to everyone that's locked in, man. Absolute real ones, of course. Let me see who's live. I'm going to redirect to someone. Big up Saeed for the raid. Big up Hassan for the raid as well. I'm going to upload this show and the audio and the rest of it and see you. I hope to see all of you lot on the playback. Like I said, we're there all day long and then we're back on the YouTube. Content don't stop. Then Sunday, obviously, you'll get the Liverpool Wolves game, the Tottenham Hotspur Manchester United game, and then we keep it stepping. What do you reckon for Sunday? Me personally, I'm going with a draw 2-2. I think we'll win 2-1, but I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Yeah, that's it. See, I'm even getting ideas. See, my head of creative just messaged me. It was like Sarcasm City TV VIPs. See, this is why I got not a whole team, but I do have people. I got a head of creative and I got head of design as well. So compared to the guy who makes all my thumbnails and stuff. But yeah. And no one has to be a part of the team because I ain't really pay. Apart from my thumbnail guy, I ain't paying no one like that. I'm not there yet. I would love to do that. But once I'm at that level, I'm hiring everybody I can if you're talented. You already know, man. Everybody eats. But I'm trying to get there first. All right. Cool. Let's close this out anyway. All right. Boom. Let's see who's live. Right. Casually is still live. Yeah, you know what? Marshall's live. Is he still? Let me know. Are they closing out? Casually FC. I should really refresh and double check. Let me double check. Let's see what's what. I'm just checking now. Because he started his live stream before mine. Fuck, they going through it over there. Jesus Christ. Because what's happened before, I've redirected to him as he's redirected to me. Your Surfer will be over there. Prime will be over there. You'll probably see a couple. Well, you'll definitely see more of the Chelsea lot over there as well. I'm just checking. I think it is. Yeah, it's Casually FC. All right. So that's what we're going to do. But big up again, man. I can't thank you lot enough again. Big up for the super chat. Abdullah, much appreciated. Big up to all the members. Big up to all the mods. Big up all the regulars. All the new people. Everyone, man. For real. Love. Nothing but love for you lot as well. Hopefully, Arsenal take a loss tomorrow. City take a loss tomorrow. Who else do we want to lose tomorrow? Yeah, it's just those two. None of the other ups are playing, are they? But we want Arsenal and City to lose tomorrow. All right, I'm going to close out. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Man United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.